Call him back.
Oh, okay, gotcha, thanks.
Call him back? Sure. We're up.
Oh my God.
So I'll tell Daft to try to get her then, okay?
Yes.
Best thing she happens is she totaled it. Second best thing that she bought Gap insurance.
Oh, this lady like
That
2
car.
days,
Yep.
2 days after?
Yep. She was paying. They financed her 20.8% interest for 6 years. Her payment was going to be $230 every 2 weeks for a car with 77,000 miles on it. I know it. I know.
Was this Bridgecrest and drive time?
Hey, Mark, you want me to call you back? By the way, we're up.
Yeah, no, I didn't mean to hang up on you. I thought
Was
it
this-
was 7. I thought we were starting the show.
Oh,
My timing was on.
okay, I'm just going live here. Yeah, we got 2 minutes here left.
What's that?
We got 2 minutes and then we'll be starting, I guess.
Yeah, it was fucking, we had a blast
Good.
up here.
It looked like fun.
We did 8 hours on the 4-wheeler yesterday.
It's amazing what those things can climb, isn't it?
Oh, dude, you're almost vertical. Like,
Yep.
half the time, I've got some video of us on shit that you would never think you could get up.
Yep. And I had a Jeep. I rented a Jeep. So yours was a lot better than what I had and stuff, but
It's Amber.
I'll send you guys a couple
I don't want
videos
to
during
send me
the
the
show. You
picture.
can put them up.
She put that up.
They're quick clips, but you look at them, you go, how the fuck can a vehicle get up that?
Exactly.
No, I didn't.
You can
I
get
thought
up pretty
that-
much everything on that slick rod till you
I thought
tip
the idea
over.
She was young.
Yeah, we tipped over. We had 3 tip overs, 1 good one.
With the
Remember, I'm literally talking the one called Slick Rock, and it's only for motorcycles. The 4-wheelers can't fit up there, but boy, people could not believe we were doing that double. She was on the back while we were doing it. They were blown away, man. It all came back to me. I used to ride all the fucking time, Dan. I just haven't done it forever.
Yeah, no, I believe it. But that slick rock is till you get in the sand. The sand is tough.
Yeah, there's one, we went down in sand at one point on the back. So the next time we did it, the day after, I just dumped her and she walked the sand. And as long as you're just nailing it, you can get through it. But boy, with someone on the back, you just bury that back wheel, man.
Yep.
It had to be 8-9 inches of sand, dude.
Yep,
If you're not hauling ass, man, you're not making it.
Yep, that's I've seen too, boy. And that's tough to ride in, boy.
I would have had a blast out here on my old fucking YZ 2-stroke compared to this, but this did really well, man. You just really, the difference is that first gear when you're climbing hills and you got to shift hard and you're moving fast and coming downhill quick, the YZ, those little 2-strokes, there's so much more power.
Yeah. Plus they got a lot better suspension.
Yeah. All right, mute.
Yeah. Do you want to mute or you can go off?
No, let's just mute. I want to try something new.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
I'll tell Daft to get her up. Do you want to get, what's it called up?
Talk 303-713-8255. We're here, of course, as we have been for 40 years, helping people with their problems, questions, complaints, making life just a little easier. Today is Car Day, which means we'll talk about cars, but we can talk about anything you want. If you have car problems, today is a good day. We have our experts standing by. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. This hour brought to you by RealCBD.com for anti-inflammatory properties, pain, anxiety, and boosting immune system. It is a great all-around supplement. RealCBD.com. It's Panacea Life Sciences. That's the name of the company. The website is RealCBD.com. And if you put Tom in the promo code, you get 25% off. Let's talk to James about bed bugs. He says, bed bugs, I think when it comes to renting, this has become the #1 complaint when it comes to rentals in general. Bed bugs. James, what's going on? James?
He should be there.
Let's talk, James. It always befuddles me when that happens, but go pick up the phone, Daff, see if you can talk to him. Meanwhile, we'll figure this out. Debbie, let's take Debbie with an HOA, and then you guys can check on James. Debbie, what's going on with your HOA?
Hi, Tom.
Hey.
So the bottom line for my issue is that I have an upstairs neighbor that installed hardwood floors. We have an issue. We have a rule that says that you cannot do that. So I live below her, and
is it very noisy? Is it very noisy?
She was noisy before the hardwood floors, and you realize you have to put up with some things with HOA. So I did. And so I happened to witness the construction starting at the end of January.
How could she do it if it's not allowed? Didn't she have to ask permission first?
She asked permission, she got denied, and just was like, screw it. She started doing it anyway. And the interesting thing is I just happened to catch her at actually installing it, and at different points along the way, I notified the HOA and the board, and they actually tried to stop her. She just completely denied, or, well, she didn't really deny, but she just went ahead and did it.
This is a big problem. I mean, for her, this is a really big problem. But you have to hope that you have an HOA that will take action. Otherwise, it's all on you.
Really? Okay. Well, what happened?
But hold on. When I say it's all on you, you can sue her through the HOA, meaning that you're a beneficiary of the agreement you all made. That's what we call that third-party beneficiary. In other words, you made an agreement to follow HOA. She made an agreement to follow HOA. You didn't make an agreement with her directly, but you did through the HOA. And you can expect compliance and can sue for damages. But it's going to take money. It's easier if the HOA does it, even though it takes money with them too. At least with them, you can spread it around amongst the homeowners with their pot. So what's going on?
Well, so after a few months of contact with the HOA, me letting them know what was going on with her, because the noise was horrendous when she installed it.
Oh, man.
They brought it at a certain point along the way, maybe back in March. They told me that they sent it to legal. That was what they told me. And last week I got a phone call from the president of the HOA, and she said that legal advised them that get this is what they were told by legal. The lady upstairs, she's from California. She knows the system. She has allergies, and she'll win. That it won't be worth it to pursue anything with her. So they just kind of dropped the ball on me, I think.
That's right, but you can still go. See, you can't force them. You could force them to enforce the covenants, but I'm telling you, that would take more money than anything. I mean, it would be endless. You would spend $100,000 for the principal. Okay. So really, there really is no practical solution to this, Debbie. This is someone who thumbed their nose at the HOA and took a chance, and the HOA is backing down. The HOA doesn't have to back down, but they are. This is, and so they say because of allergies, this woman will win. Well, there's LVT and there's different products she could have used other than hardwood, but they specifically have something against hardwood. Is that right?
I think it's certain flooring. It's like tile is not allowed, hardwood's not allowed. And apparently whatever she requested back in January or end of last year was denied.
How bad is it really? Let's get right down to it, Debbie. Can you not live with it?
Well, it's all right. Well, it's jarring because this particular lady seems to drop a lot of things. And I don't know what she's dropping. It sounds like a dumbbell to me.
Well, Debbie, we have to talk about this in real life, okay? Again, there are a lot of shows that pontificate, but they don't deal with real life. We deal with real life. And I will tell you straight up, first of all, there's probably no attorney's provisions. And if you go ahead and sue, Mark, take a guess. Just to get to the courtroom, what, 50 grand?
Most likely.
Yeah. You know, when I say this, by the way, Debbie, I've been in no less than a dozen lawsuits because of what I do. And I'm going to tell you, it's 50 grand without thinking about it, before you even get to court. We're involved in a lawsuit right now over 150 grand. We haven't even gotten to court yet. So I'm telling you that you will spend out the nose. And unless it's really, really, really important, you can't do it.
Well, that's what I wanted to know. Because this is new to me. I've never had any real big issues here, and I just didn't know if it would be worth it or what I guess I just needed your guidance and suggestions. So.
Unfortunately, she doesn't care, and she probably figures.
No, she doesn't.
She probably figures nothing will go on. Nothing will happen as a result.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the bad part. So, Debbie, like I said, you can't. If you could possibly compel the HOA. That's going to be money. You could go after her. That would be money. If you're going to do anything, I would go after her directly. But I think you could. I don't know. It's.
It was upsetting, of course.
Why don't you sell and move on?
Well, that's another option.
And you don't even have to disclose that issue. It hasn't become a legal issue. Just sell. Yeah. I mean, do you have equity now?
I do. Yep.
Well, you know what? It's not a bad time to sell and buy. If you use Frank Duran, the real estate man, seriously now, if you use him on both sides, he can help you get the most and then help you on the other side find a deal. And I know that sounds almost counterintuitive, but it is. He does both. I mean, he knows how to hammer prices and get a great deal, but he also knows when he's representing something how to sell it. I would contact him, if nothing more, get that free market analysis. Ask him how much you owe on it.
I owe about $71,000 on it.
And how many bedroom? What part of town?
I'm in the north part of Arvada, like 88th and Watts.
Okay, okay. And about how many square feet?
It's pretty small. It's 800 square feet.
Okay.
It's two bedroom, one bathroom. So it's not a real fancy place. I like the area. If I work in Boulder and I can be in Boulder in 20 minutes and Denver in 20 minutes.
I think you're not. I mean, you're going to start at 200 and above, in my opinion, but way above. But I think you're looking at some good equity. By the way, Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622. 303-920-1622. Tom wants to talk about a 73 mini truck that needs disc brakes. We're going to get our auto expert. We have Bryce with a kitchen remodel, and we also will talk to find out about real estate in Colorado Springs. We checked on the Denver market yesterday. And then Norris from SOS Inspections, he has usedcarcheckout.com. We'll talk to him about what's happening in the used car market, and you may have questions for him coming up.
1 minute to
Johnson Construction and go there. The Ron Burgundy podcast from iHeartRadio was a massive mistake.
This is unbelievable. Yep. 20.8%, 6 years. I'll bet you she thought this was $230 a month. $230 every 2 weeks.
Who is that got that groove?
Where is this place? No, it's
Drive Time.
Drive Time, yeah. Drive Time car sales, yeah.
How can I look anybody in the eye and charge them 20%?
What's that?
How can you look somebody in the eye and charge them 20% interest?
None of that. This vehicle, 3 years old, 77,000 miles. I think her insurance company offered her 11 grand.
All right, Tom, here we go. Johnson Construction and Joe Lazera, both long. Heart Radio app or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Let's talk about roofing. You know I'm very particular on how I select roofers, and I can highly recommend a roofer that I've known for years, Chase Johnson at Johnson Roofing and Construction, also on my referral list. They go by Roofs by Johnson, roofsbyjohnson.com. By the way, commercial, multifamily, flat roofing, and of course residential, including tile. They are one of the largest tile suppliers as far as antique or older tile, so you can match almost anything. They have hail-proof roofing as well with maximum insurance discounts. They recycle about 90% of what they do. They're a green roofer. You can trust this company, and as I said, they do things the right way with full, complete estimates up front, prices, and no money up front. You will love Johnson's. Roofs by Johnson.com, 303-719-ROOF. Now, I know how he runs the company, and I know all the people there, and you will never be disappointed. Roofs are an important thing. Don't make a mistake. Roofs by Johnson, 303-719-ROOF. Let's talk about criminal defense, something that you normally don't see advertised, but let's face it, times are not perfect. People are not perfect. Things happen. Now, the most common case he probably gets, DUIs. They're preventable, but let's face it, some people, they get a DUI. Now, they could be falsely accused. It happens. Or their rights are violated. Or they made a mistake and want to plead guilty, but you still need an attorney to get through the system. In fact, the same thing applies for everything. As much as we'd like to believe that the police and prosecutors are on our side, it's not true. When they charge you, they look to convict. It doesn't matter if there are extenuating circumstances or someone else was to blame. I'm serious. You need a criminal defense attorney. That's the way our system works. And I want to mention this, that he does flat rate pricing, which is very beneficial because you're not going to be dragged through the mud and nickel and dimed every time you talk to him or there's a court appearance. It's a flat price. 303-429-6200. His name is Joe Lazera. Put it away, and I hope you never need it. LazeraLegal.com.
Every now and all right, you're good. Product that just makes me say wow. And Rocky Mountain Retro Foam is one of those products. No other product can insulate your home as well and without disrupting your living space. It's done from outside the home in just a day.
Hey, Dan.
Yo!
I found pictures of Tom as a kid on the...
Small nozzle injects this environment.
I know that's not true. So
Isn't that you as a kid?
Look at that. Oh, that kid is cool. I think, was that on YouTube?
Yeah, that's not you?
Oh my God, it's so cute. Isn't that cute?
Is he good? Can you listen to it? Is he good?
I think that's the one I remember.
Special Martino price.
They're all kinds of
0676-6333. It's a safe injection foam that stays in place and will never compress. It's even a...
So this is the lady that runs that homeless thing.
Benefits in one product. Energy
Dan.
savings, more comfort.
Yeah, I seen her.
Yeah.
But see, also that's an older picture, I think.
I'm sure.
I think the newer picture is this one here.
Following is a true story.
I had a lady that was in her mid-70s, and I had sold her timeshare, and that was the lowest I'd ever felt in my life. And then I had to do something to...
Tell you what, she went through a rough thing with her husband left her after her daughter was going to die.
To help folks cancel their timeshares permanently.
Call her and everybody that I'd sold timeshare to.
I think this is her right here on the webpage.
Oh, yeah, she looks a little different.
I could turn off that fan. That fan was really working.
Yeah.
Isn't it working good?
Well, it's nice and cool out.
I would love to speak to somebody on the air who had their timeshare negotiated and see what the actual cost was. Have you ever spoken to anybody who had their timeshare canceled by any of these services?
Call Wesley Financial Group now for a free information.
It's probably about 5 to 6 grand.
Well, I bet you it's $5 just for the lawyer.
800-660-1770.
Right?
Well,
No?
the total cost, I would say
That's
average.
pretty cheap if it's only $5 grand. To get
Well,
a contract?
it depends on how much you owe.
Right, if it's paid off or not, you're saying.
No, on how big the transaction is. They charge according to, like if it's a 200,000.
When they first came in, it sounded like they were doing some legal schmiegel, and all they are is negotiating, right?
That's all.
So that, to me, why do you even need a lawyer?
Because I don't know. Because they won't negotiate with most people. Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We have open lines. You can call about car problems, question, complaints, or just about anything you want. And we have a follow-up about a car coming up that is unbelievable. I mean, this is a case where a woman bought a car, a Jeep, right? Was it a Jeep? Jeep. And listen to this. She was in an accident 2 days later, which was really a blessing because it was totaled and she had gap insurance. Even if she loses her entire down payment of $1,100, she's going to be 1,000 times better off than if this had gone through. That's how bad it was. Tom, let's talk about your, wow, am I reading this right? A 73 mini truck, a 73?
Absolutely. It's a 1973 Ford Courier.
Oh my
gosh. A Mazda underneath.
A 73 Ford Courier. Okay, yeah, it was when Mazda made those small trucks.
Yep.
In fact, I had one. I had one, but it wasn't a Ford. It was a Mazda. I had a little pickup truck like that in Colorado years ago. And anyway, what's happening with it?
So I got this truck. It had the original everything on it. Now I'm starting to restore it. The engine seized up. I got another one. I actually found another vehicle, so I'm swapping the engine. But while I'm doing that, the brake system's always been iffy on that. It's really not worth restoring the drum brake system, and I'd like to go with a four-wheel disc while I have it torn apart. I just can't seem to find, being that vehicle, it's fairly rare, I can't find a specific conversion kit, and I don't know exactly which ones to use. I'm wondering if you guys have any insight.
Okay, I want to ask something. They never came with disc brakes, right?
No.
Okay, so you want some kind of conversion kit. Let's talk. Norris is with SOS Inspections. I'm not sure if he knows anything about converting this, but he knows a little bit about a lot, so we'll talk to him. Hey, what about conversion kits, Norris? Do you know, do they make them for just about every car and truck or what?
They make them for the popular stuff that's out there, but I was going to say that drum brakes really work quite well. If you get them restored and adjusted correctly, they actually stop just as fast as a disc brake. I don't think there's any reason to want to ditch that system. And
why do you want to ditch it?
Try so hard to convert it.
Why do you want to convert it?
Well, just looking for replacement parts and everything, I just thought it'd be easier in the long run. Disc brakes are easier to service, manage, all that kind of stuff. And I thought while I had it apart, since I'm upgrading everything, might as well. But, if I can find it, I wouldn't mind keeping the drums on there. It's just they've been bad. Both vehicles I have two of those trucks. Both of them have been terrible. And I thought it might be easier to just swap it rather than restore it.
Have you ever tried to find the parts for those? For the drums?
Yeah, I can find the shoes. I haven't really looked for the drums themselves. I probably can. It's just hard to find. That's all. So.
Now I went to Amazon here. I went to Amazon. If you put in Ford Courier, there are a lot of parts, and more than I ever dreamed you would find. And I was looking for some drivetrains or some brakes and stuff, and I'm not coming across it yet, but I'm live on the air here. If I were you, though.
And Tom?
Yes.
Rick goes to the I just drew a blank on what it was, the dump or
salvage
the
yards.
Junkyard,
salvage yards.
Yeah.
That's another point. Yeah, that's for sure. Salvage yards are really good for that.
It's hard to find those in those. It's just, it's an early mini truck. It's hard to find. I was very, very fortunate to find another vehicle to pull a motor out of. But, Yeah, if he thinks the drum is fine, I'll look into seeing what I can do to replace that. I'll see how far gone they are. But if he thinks that's better,
I found a place. I found a place that has specific things for the Ford Courier, and it's Ford Courier brake parts, literally, and it's on carid.com. carid.com. And they do have conversion kits too. carid.com.
And they have them for the... Yeah,
I'm looking right now. I'm looking here. Let's see. I saw them for the newer ones. And
finding the year, that's the hard part.
Yeah, well, you know, they didn't differ that much year to year, did they?
Well, they made a big change.
But they have, listen, they have all the brake drum parts you need. All the brake drum parts you need for the 73 Ford Courier. Yep, but I don't see a conversion here. Right now. Anyway, and that's carid.com. Hey, Norris, why do people not want drums?
I think because they're kind of tricky to adjust. There's a little bit of an art to getting them to work right and perform well. But once you get it down, it's a really confident feel and excellent braking power.
You know, I almost could make the argument they went to disc brakes because they're cheaper and they're flimsier. I mean, they're easier to price per unit. I don't think they did it because it's superior. Do you?
No, because well, in fact, all the big rigs that are on the road and buses and everything, they're still running drum brakes.
And so, you know, here's what's funny in the car industry and many other industries. When they find something to bring their costs down, they sell it as an improvement. So people...
It's like it's an advantage.
That's exactly right. And then people start thinking, wow, I really need that. And really, disc brakes really are, I would say, not even... it might be at best a lateral move. They're just different. Now, they do require less maintenance, right, the disc brakes?
Yes, and they're self-adjusting.
Yeah, that's the part that makes them, and sometimes simpler is better, although not necessarily better functioning, but better in the long run. But I've noticed that in technology a lot too. They try to sell you on upgrades. For example, let me just say, like with Apple, Apple is hell-bent on selling you on advancements that aren't advancements, like computers that no longer have ports. I mean, you know, they have one port for everything, and they try to sell you on the fact that that's an advancement. Or when they started doing computers without disk drives or without all of that, you know, because now we have thumb drives and we get everything online. To a certain extent, that's true. But in the beginning, when they first come out with this technology, they try to sell it as an advancement. Okay, we have more coming up. Get your calls in, 303-713-TALK. You can call anytime, get right in, or 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466.
You're clear. 1 minute till home investors.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino. Now, Michael Brown at 2, 630 KHOW.
You can send me at Home Investors. I never got it from last time.
Now, Impact Traffic. This report is sponsored by...
Oh, okay. I got it.
Get your taxes prepared and file...
I get it.
If you got to travel up in the high country, keep in mind...
Today's a kid day. Hey, Mark.
He's not up. He hung up.
He can? He's on his phone?
Yeah.
Ah, shit. So I can't leave early to get my kids, can I?
I'll try calling him.
Ask him if he feels confident enough.
Chance of showers throughout the rest of today with a high near 71. Right now, mostly cloudy skies in the Mile High City and...
I'm going to record this one, too. Where the hell is it?
630 K-How. Think you might owe
Come on,
taxes.
where is it?
All right, here we go. 10 seconds home extra short. QC
Damn.
No paper documents and no complicated tax software. Get a free no obligation quote right now at tax.chat. Download the Tax Chat app or call 1-833-TAX-CHAT.
Let's talk about Home Investors. What is Home Investors? It's a place to sell your home today or tomorrow. I'm not kidding, by the way. No fees to you ever. You sell without commissions. There's no uncertainty. They look at your home, they check it out and buy it. You don't have to make repairs. They don't require inspections. They have bought thousands of homes in Denver Metro. Now, it may or may not be the price you want. In some cases, they can compete with retail. In other cases, not. But you'll never know if you don't call. 800-44-BUYER. 800-44-BUYER. All right. Now, I talked about my quiet, cool whole house fan. Shh, it's on right now. These guys will tell you, this house is cool, cool, cool. We have been cool from the beginning of summer. Why? Because of my QC, or Quiet Cool whole house fan from QCcolorado.com. Listen, there are other fans and other installers, but these guys, that's all they do. So you can trust them and they know what they're doing. Installation of my second home we did, okay? Now it's just a long story, but my honey and me, we have 2 homes and we just want to keep each. And here's the deal. She said, you know what? I have never had a product I love so much, I'll do an infomercial. I can sing the praises all day long. Because her house, which was built a little older and then renewed and renovated, it is so cool because she has a full basement that's underground. Do you know you can keep it running all day long on low and keep it instead of air conditioner? I can't say enough about these whole house fans. They pay for themselves. They're quiet. They're cool. They don't take a lot to install. It took maybe an hour to install both of ours. 720-398-4510, 720-398-4510, QCcolorado.com.
And they're absolutely quiet.
Yeah, right now. Listen. So you hear it, right? Now, is yours more noisy than
Oh,
that?
yeah.
You can't hear it at all.
You hear that little hum, right?
It's fairly audible.
It's almost a pleasant sound. I know that sounds weird.
It's that white noise.
Yep. That's exactly right.
Yeah, I think he's...
Yeah.
You can't do both? You hung up on me, I guess.
No, fuck no. It drops in and out like mad.
Very good. Okay, just wanted to ask you that. Hey, Tom, wait.
You're
Tom,
not solid, are you?
What?
You're not solid if I want to pick up my kids early, right?
No, it should be fine. As long as I'm not on the phone, it's okay.
Okay, we'll figure it out. Maybe I might leave a little early. I'll see.
Okay.
Listen, next Friday, though, it looks like I'm doing the show because you have the deposition.
For sure. Yeah, okay. Oh, and listen. Yes, that's right. That's right. And we can't do the show from here. They can't come here, so figure that out.
All right, bye.
Okay, bye.
Maybe you've done really well investing in real estate, but now you feel trapped with your
So you'll be gone next Friday, Tom?
Well, we will be here next Friday. Go on.
Day off for you.
Well, yeah, unless you figure out something. Hold on. Let me just look at this. Let me look at the actual... Let me look at the actual day. It's actually, yeah, it is Friday.
Advisory services provided through AEA Wealth Management, securities provided through Madison Avenue Securities, AEA Wealth Management, Madison Avenue Securities, and Ridgegate Financial are not related entities.
CVS Pharmacy delivers. And right now, to meet the needs of the current health situation, we're offering 1 to 2 day delivery.
Is Mark going to be gone also next Friday?
And other everyday essentials like vitamins.
No, Mark will be here.
Mark, why don't you have Mark come here?
Well, because my deposition is here.
Oh, it's here.
But also, when I take off, many times I take off to have my kids, and we're here.
Right.
So it kind of blocks out the whole house that we can't use in the morning.
Okay.
So it's going to be difficult when I take off to also have it being done. That's the only thing we hadn't pre-planned.
Oh, I didn't realize your deposition was here.
Yeah, it's by video. I refuse to go to their office. Listen, man, I'm still concerned about COVID, okay? I may not express it, but Stephanie and we are
really
very,
careful.
we are really careful. I hope you guys are too. Don't take it for granted. It's still out there.
I thought except for you guys, my son is the only one.
Okay.
Well, and like I said, my son's... That's the thing with... I mean,
When I play golf?
But you keep your distance from him, right?
Well, like I say, but he's in the same house.
Okay, well, I know. It's going to be hard.
And like I said, when I play golf, Tom, everybody takes a separate cart. So there's, golf is a safe thing to do.
Would it be impossible, and I'm not saying we would do this, would it be impossible for you to do this remotely if the cameras were set up?
I think I can.
On the iHeartRadio app or wherever you find your favorite shows.
I'm Tom Martino. Disc brakes. The guy called, wanted to convert 2 disc brakes from brake drums. Nora says, that brake drums are fine. You keep them maintained and adjusted. They're fine. And there's no need to convert. Dean, what do you have to say?
He just dropped off, Tom.
Oh, he just dropped off. Doggone it. Well, Dean, call us back if you want. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Let's check with Stephanie Thomas. She's in real estate in Colorado Springs. Her website is stephaniere.com. We know the real estate market is still exploding in Denver. It defies imagination. A lot of people are predicting slowdowns in everything. Now, I will say there are a lot of hurting people. I don't want to make light of that. I don't even know how long they can go on. There are so many businesses doing bankruptcies. And I really feel bad for the restaurants. Oh, my goodness. Restaurants, nightclubs, all of these places that require, people to go there. Movie theaters. I don't know how they can come through this. I just don't know how. Even health clubs, okay, health clubs, our health club is open and they're reopening, but still they can't have the volume. They used to thrive on volume and memberships. What else? Museums and things like that. Gosh. So how is that reflecting in the real estate market in Colorado Springs, Stephanie?
Things are really going well for us
Golly.
here. All the properties I've had listed recently have seen a crazy number of showings in the first 24, 48 hours and 10-plus offers. It's in that same time frame. It's strong.
Stephanie, are you surprised?
Honestly, not really.
Why?
The couple that I'm referring to in the last week have both been under our median price point. So anytime we deal with properties under the median price point, things just go exponentially crazy.
And what's that price point, that median price point?
Our median price point in the Springs right now is about $350,000.
That's median, which means equal number above and below. Wow. And then
so we're still quite a bit less than the Denver market.
And I hear some people are moving from Denver to the Springs. Do you get people doing that?
I do, especially in that north or the east part of town. I have helped quite a few people that commute to Denver.
We heard that Colorado Springs in general is one of the fastest growing areas.
It really is. Colorado Springs recently has been rated one of the top markets in our country.
Wow. All right, so hang on. 719-687-2052 is Stephanie. 719-687-2052 if you want a list or you want to find something. StephanieRE.com. I'm going to go back to Dean now, who has that comment on disc brakes. Dean, you called back. Thank you. What's going on, Dean?
Hey, Tom, I just want to let you know I drive a truck for a living, and I don't think it was you. I think it was the other guy you were talking to. They put disc brakes on everything now.
Oh, Norris. Norris, what were you talking about? Yeah, Norris said that a lot of the big stuff still have drums. Norris?
That's what I understand. Yeah, a lot of the stuff that's still on the road.
Now, Dean, are you saying the big rigs all have disc brakes?
Now, all the new ones and stuff, because I just drive brand new equipment. That's what I do for a living and stuff. They're all disc brakes now. Everything is going to disc, and supposedly it's supposed to stop you better, but I'm not going to beg to differ if it stops you better or not, as long as it stops me.
Exactly. And how important are compression brakes on the bigger stuff? What people call Jake brakes, but they're compression brakes. By backing they work by by limiting back pressure. How is that? Did Dean drop off again?
To tell you, no, what? I'm still here.
Go ahead.
I'm still here. To be honest with you, I even got a Dodge 1-ton that I pull a fifth wheel camper and a trailer behind it. And it's got an engine brake or exhaust brake on it, and I never have to touch the brakes all the way through the mountains, and I pull them all the time.
Wow, cool. All right. And that's amazing. He uses that engine brake. They call them compression brakes. They call them exhaust brakes. Anthony, what's going on, Anthony?
I'm in property management. The end of our quarter, March, we were at 1.7% delinquency rate with no collections. And now we are at double digits, over 14%, with 32 major properties here in Colorado Springs.
Now, what do you mean by delinquency rate in Colorado Springs?
Delinquency rate, this is right at the end of the quarter of March. Our delinquency rate, people late on the rent, was like 1.4, 1.7.
Gotcha.
Now we are in double digits, exceeding 14%, and of course we can't do any type of evictions based on financial reasons until now. It's July 15th, and police is saying now possibly the 1st of August. So I think, Tom, we're going to have a lot of big numbers come out at the end of this next quarter that are going to be staggering about how many people cannot pay their rent because they're so far behind. I just wanted to let you know, because those are some real numbers for you.
Yeah.
To go by.
Well, you know, our bankruptcy attorney experts, Wink and Wink, have told us time and time again that bankruptcies will lag a bit. We're not going to see them right away, but he says for the next year or even two, you will see some problems with bankruptcies, big problems, a lot of filings. By the way, that's winkandwink.com and 410-1720. 303-410-1720. That's winkandwink.com. They say it's going to be horrendous. Thank you for that comment. So he's saying that while the housing market might be smoking, the rental market is having big problems. Rose, how are you doing, Rose? What's happening? Now, that's not this one, is it?
No.
Okay.
I just wanted to find out whether or not we were taken advantage of when we purchased a car.
What did you buy?
2016 RAV4 Limited.
Okay. And what's the problem?
We bought it in November. My husband was 84 and I'm 80, and we paid $26,536 for it, cash. We didn't have a
Did you say 26,000?
Yes.
Okay.
When we bought it, we don't know much about cars at our ages, so when we went in there, that was the price they gave us, and because we didn't have a trade-in or have a mortgage or whatever, we offered cash. We asked them if they could lower the price, and they didn't. They said it was a no-haggle price. Well, then my husband died in February, and I just felt that it was too much of a vehicle for me, so I was looking into maybe trading it on something a little smaller, and when I did that, I found out that the RAV4 was just worth $18,000, and that was 3 months after we paid $26,000.
How many miles on this, dear?
About 40-some.
Yeah, you definitely paid a high price on that. But you see, here's the deal. This is what I can't stand. Well, I don't know if I can say. I mean, the deal is people can sell for whatever they can get. Now, some people will call that a good salesperson. I remember that used to happen all the time at places, and I would come down on them, and people would say, what did we do wrong? And that's the thing. They were willing to sell, you were willing to buy. What are you finding, Dan? He's running some prices to see what we find. Anyway,
21.5?
Around 21.5. You know, so you slightly overpaid. It doesn't look like it was that bad. But how did you pay cash for it, did you say?
Yes.
Okay. What you didn't buy any additional stuff, right? Just the 26 for the vehicle, right?
26.5, yes.
Okay. Are you going to So you paid maybe $5,000 too much, maybe $6,000. Is it a nice car?
Oh yeah, it is. It's very nice.
You might want to keep it. Because a loss is only a loss when you go to sell it.
Okay.
I mean, really, why would you cement in a loss if this could, and I'm not hoping it is, but this could be a car that will last you the rest of your life?
Oh, I'm sure it will. I just, I didn't like it at first, but I've been forced to drive it because it's the only vehicle I have.
And it's a safe vehicle. It's a safe
Yes.
vehicle. May I ask something? Okay, Norris, what do you know about the RAV4, a 2016 she's got?
They're in really high demand, so that means the price is going to be whatever the seller wants to get.
Yeah, they are in high demand. So if you have an average retail of 21 something and she paid 26.5, I'd say she paid more, but you know that doesn't mean she was cheated. Next thing I want to ask Rose, how are you doing? Your husband just died. How are you doing?
Okay, just okay.
Do you need help with anything? Do you have kids? Do you have anyone you can rely on?
Oh yeah, I have. My family lives here.
Good.
So I have a son and a daughter that live in the area. So
Well-
I'm okay that way. It's just that I had written a letter to Kent Stevenson at Stevenson Chevrolet, because this was like about the 8th vehicle we had purchased from him. And then when I found out, when I went to have it priced to see if I could trade it in, and they told me it was worth 18, I thought, wow, in 3 months it seemed like it was an awful lot. So
whenever you look for a trade-in, the honest dealers are going to.
That was private party.
The honest dealers are going to tell you wholesale. The dishonest will tell you more, and then they make it up somewhere else. But really, you're never going to get more than wholesale. Rose, I think your best course of action, since this is a really good vehicle, is to keep it. And there's no, it's not a bad vehicle. And you got low miles, relatively. And now you have it. It's paid for. I think you would cement in the loss if you sold it. Now, Rose, I know you have family. I'm happy that you're all right. If you ever need help, you can call us at any time. You call 303-MARTINO. If you need an attorney to review something or you need some advice, you call us. We'd love to help you. We have a soft spot in our heart for widows and for elderly people, so you can do that. 303-713-TALK.
Clear. Order granted.
Tell your smart device to play 630 KHOW on iHeartRadio.
So that Patrice is up on that.
Oh, I want it. We can't. We'll definitely. Is she there?
Yeah, she's on the call screen.
Denver's talk station, available on over 2,000 devices. Now, Impact Traffic. This report is.
A 4-year-old car with 40,000 is not that bad.
No, it wasn't.
They're good cars.
26.5.
Yeah, my ex-girlfriend had them. They're great cars. We love them.
Just be aware of delays. North of town, southbound I-25, just south of Highway 66.
I gotta turn that on.
Wreck there as well. Back in town, eastbound I-76.
I don't know if it matters. I like details.
Blocking the right lane and shoulder there. And watch out for cone zone activity on eastbound.
Oh, these people on the shopping channels, they're so funny the way they sell that shit. And they make it sound like, oh my God, I need it, I need it.
Oh. People are hooked on that channel. People get hooked on it.
With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 KHOW. The tax deadline is July. All right, Tom, here we go. Didn't take us autograded. Why preparing file your taxes for
Gotcha.
without paper documents or complicated tax software. Get a free no obligation quote right now at tax.chat. Download the Tax Chat app or call 1-833-TAX-CHAT.
You can trust me when I talk about the art of granite. I've known Mitch Fleer now for many years, and I stand behind him. If you want countertops in just 2 weeks, now they call it the art of granite, but it's really the art of natural stone. He is a natural stone importer, direct importer, so you can get any stone you want. Here's the real deal, though. You can get prices on the phone. Just take some rough measurements, get prices on the phone. Everything's wholesale as far as materials. He also doesn't charge for tear out and haul away, doesn't charge for the bath when you have the kitchen done. Get a price, 303-386-5919, 386-5919, theartofgranite.com.
What makes Flair so
Thank
special?
you.
It's hitting a home run a mile high.
Okay.
It's hearing the crack of the bat.
You know, we should probably have JFR send her to JFR Cars to get another car. Because she is one of those people that's going to get screwed every fucking time.
Please get JFR.
Rockies, your hometown bank, rooting louder than ever for your hometown team.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if you can.
It's going to be an exhausting weekend. I gotta get my energy up already.
It's Rod.
You know, right now they're saying it's going to be almost impossible for Trump to win. Do you know that? Have you heard it? I'm not shitting you, though. What do you think? What is your honest
A lot can happen since till then.
Do you think?
A lot can happen.
I know, but you're saying he's in the back seat right now.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Why?
It's, it's June. It's like 5 months till the election.
Now, here's another thing I hear, and tell me what you think of this, that people are afraid in polling to give their opinion.
That's how remember, Hillary was way up on him.
Really?
Oh yeah, it was way up on him.
Nobody thought Trump was going to win.
Nobody. When they poll, those polls, you got to look at what question they ask, who they're polling.
You also have to remember it's 5 months to the election.
But you know what's going to happen? He's going to pick a black woman.
Who?
Biden.
Of course.
For vice president?
Yeah.
Well, that might be good politically, but I'm telling you, man, there's still a lot of fucking people.
Amy Klobuchar just said that. She called him up and said, look, I'm taking myself out of the running. I don't want to be the president. I want you to, it's time for black women to be the vice president.
I would love that to happen.
Then
if he gets reelected, at least there's some positive.
He ain't going to finish his term.
Oh, no, I'm talking about, this is Biden.
I know, Biden ain't going to finish his term.
Who is?
The guy is lost it mentally.
Just tell me. Who is the black woman he'll pick?
Who's that one?
I say Whoopi Goldberg.
Whoopi Goldberg.
I'm just kidding. My God, I'm just kidding. But what about if he picks Michelle Obama? I'm serious.
No, she won't go. She's got too good of a life.
Man, they're winners, right?
See, I don't know why everybody thinks, what has she done in her life?
It doesn't matter.
She's done nothing.
It's what she didn't do.
If he picked Obama, Michelle, he would get 99.99% of black votes.
And women.
Yes.
I
don't. Everybody says she's not accomplished at all. She was given.
Do you think that would matter?
I guess not. I guess not.
No, I'm thinking. Do you really believe that?
Right. But it would open her up. Why would she do that when she's a celebrity now? She's got the best job. It's like Oprah. Why would Oprah want this job?
Why did Trump need it?
But she's already been first lady.
I don't think she would accept it either. Because she knows the pressure. Look what it did to Obama. He aged 50 years.
Oh, he sure did.
Those 8 years.
Yeah. Sure did.
Yeah, but Joe Biden didn't age. I mean,
his mind just deteriorated.
Do you think that Trump will replace Pence?
That's a good question.
No.
He's been thinking about it.
No. Pence has been so loyal to him.
But that doesn't matter. Loyalty is
Who's Paul Ryan? Is that the doctor? That Paul Ryan?
Paul Ryan?
No, he was a Wisconsin representative, right?
Yeah.
He was a speaker for a while.
Is he a doctor?
No, you're thinking of...
one guy's really cool. He is good.
I don't see the one I'm thinking of here.
Okay,
Susan Rice won't. Stacey Abrams, I don't think.
Paul, who's the doctor?
Yeah, Rand Paul, yeah.
Rand Paul's a little crazy.
This one, Keisha Lance Bottoms, Atlanta Mayor. That's who. She's good looking. Atlanta Mayor. Keisha.
Yeah, as long as it's not that senator from Georgia.
Yeah.
Talk 303-713-8255. All right. Richard had a very strange experience, he said. What's going on, Richard?
Hey, you there, Tom?
Yeah, what's happening?
Hey, hi, Tom, Mark. Hi, Mike Beach.
I want to hear about it. What's going on? I can't wait to hear about this ride-sharing experience. By the way, also on... we have the woman who bought that Jeep that was totaled 2 days later. We have all kinds of advice for her. Say, hang on for that. And Alex wants to talk about a kitchen makeover. So don't go away, guys. But Richard, tell us about your ride experience.
Anyway, I am a driver, a very part-time driver of Uber and Lyft. I went out yesterday for the first time since the COVID, early March. There was hardly any drivers out there. I went over to the airport and got in the airport queue, which usually is about 100 or more drivers. There was 10 in the queue. I think all the drivers are getting this unemployment from the feds, they opened it up to
gig workers. You're right. That's what they're doing.
So I'm just saying, there's not a lot of drivers out there, and they're making way more by going on unemployment than they were for Uber and Lyft. But
and not putting miles on the car.
And they're not putting miles on the car too.
No, seriously. I
That's
mean,
all I wanted to say.
Here's the deal with the gig workers and self-employed like this. It's up to them to declare when they have jobs available or when their business picks up. No one's going to make them go out and go on the clock. No one. So this is until it runs out, you will not see them. You just won't see them. Thanks, Richard, for the update. Okay, let's talk to Alex. Alex, what's happening?
Tom, real quick question.
Yeah.
When you're going to do cabinet and granite at the same time, which one do you do first?
Cabinets. You do cabinets first, or you go to someone who does them all. We can talk about that. Hang on, okay? Because I have some good advice for you. And then we're going to take that Jeep deal. You won't believe that one, and more coming up.
All right, you're clear.
Brian Burns is on for that Jeep.
I know you might be kicking yourself in the head. Rates are at historic lows, so take advantage of a fast-track loan with an unbelievable low rate of 3.125.
I think they gave the people too much money.
Of course. We said that from the absolute beginning. Just the $600 an hour. That's $25 an hour.
And you know what?
Just the 600. Just the 600 is $25 an hour.
And the
40-hour
problem
work
is, Tom, the reason, what got fucked up is these people who are getting $600 a month are not paying their rent because they can't be evicted. And then they should be paying the rent with that that's $2,400 a month. Right. There's no reason for somebody not to be paying their rent when they're getting $2,400 a month.
That is just federal.
That's right.
Then they're getting state, and they don't pay FICA, so it's another 7% on top of that they get. That they would have to make $30 an hour roughly.
And then what they're going to do is they're going to renege on their lease and go rent another property.
And then go bankrupt.
Well, no, it's going to be like my friend's daughter needed a kidney, so his wife donated a kidney to somebody who donated it to somebody else. They had 8 people in the chain. And that's just not rentals. Everybody's going to leave their rental, and new people are going to come in to rent it. Because they're just going to renege on the rent.
Most of the American people, and I won't say most, a lot of American people are just fucking stupid. They're fucking stupid. I know it. Well, I say the American because they've had it too easy. And they have it too damn easy.
Paul, this is fucking crazy. With this non-eviction, if you're getting the $600 a week, you should be obligated to pay your rent, right?
What's that? Well, that to me, and then they think, and then like say Bernie said, well, it's too bad they're making a little extra money. So they're not going to come back to work. They're going to be lazy. They're going to build up debt. They're going to. It's for the most part. It's crazy. It's crazy.
But like I said, you watch what happens with rentals. There's going to be a daisy chain effect with the rentals.
And I'll bet you they go bankrupt. These people. I bet you they'll get behind several because that follows them until they go bankrupt. They get judgments against them.
No, take whatever you want.
But it just makes me so. The government screws up everything. I really do. And how the Democrats can think bigger government's better, they just screw everything up. They do. There's not a damn thing they can do right. Look at the post office.
Did you see the YouTube where the two Antifa people, Antifa people, got into a fight, and they called the policeman over to arrest one of the guys? Now, Antifa are the people who hold up signs, fuck the police, get rid of the police, no more police, and yet as soon as something happens, they want the police to come and arrest somebody.
That's hypocrisy of the.
What?
Yeah, absolutely. They had I think it was in Los Angeles, there was a shootout. There's one on YouTube. This is what happens when you don't have police.
Exactly.
There was 30 shots fired. There were people running around cars just like in the movie.
Are you shitting me?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Where?
It was on YouTube.
What's going on in Seattle, by the way?
I don't know. I don't even, you know, in there and stuff, I wish Trump would just stay out of it and said, saddle, dig yourself a hole.
I know.
I cannot believe the businesses won't sue them, and they'll have a good reason to sue them for lost.
This Candace was on line 1. She was on yesterday and dropped off. I looked up the Penville landscape. They got 1-star reviews.
Hey, landscaping is another. You don't need anything to be a landscaper. They take the money and run.
I don't know what to do. We didn't She dropped off.
And here's another thing: as landscapers, people don't want to do it. That's back-breaking work.
Yeah.
But look at like this Patrice. 50% of the people out there should go to like JFR Cars and say, "This is what I'm looking for. Can you get me a car?" You know, she is so stupid. She didn't even know she bought this. And what she paid for this car, just what she paid for it, she could have got a new Hyundai.
Right. With plenty of warranty.
Right. And I will bet you she doesn't know her payments were $230 every 2 weeks.
Back in business, the DMV reopens for in-person service a week from Monday with precautions. That's the latest. I'm Chad Hoffman.
Now, impact traffic.
This report is sponsored by Discover. We treat you like you treat you.
Just getting word of a crash downtown on northbound I-25 at 23rd, blocking the right lane, causing some major backups in that stretch downtown, so just be aware of delays.
People don't realize, though, that it sounds good to be unemployed. Unless you've got something else to do.
You're crazy.
What is that old saying? Idle hands are the devil's playboys.
I think it's true.
Absolutely it is. Unless, idle. Just look at prisons. I mean, that's what's wrong with prisons. If they made people work 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, it'd be a lot less crap in prisons. But,
Get your free credit scorecard today, even if you're not a Discover customer.
I don't say they have to have chain gangs and stuff, but they should be doing something.
And you get out to the world too, on my behalf and on the country's behalf, because you want to see good things happen. And sometimes you'll say things that you probably regret. How often does that happen to you?
Well, it's an interesting question. There are probably times I regret it, but I've sort of learned, and I think we've probably seen in the last week, sometimes sort of taking it back rather than just owning it is actually worse. It's sort of the apology for something that doesn't necessarily...
For the flag and the anthem, our national anthem, you have to stand. And I think the NFL is going to have a lot of problems if they don't. And I think the same thing with U.S. soccer. They said they're not going to have to stand. Well, they don't stand.
Why do they even bother playing the national anthem?
And I think they'll have
Who
a lot
says
of
they have
problems.
to?
I think the NFL will... It'll be a tremendous...
Then they don't have the controversy.
You know what they do is play it while they're in the locker room.
I was very shocked.
Or not do it at all. I mean,
I like it.
It didn't look like there was any pressure on him. He made it out of nowhere. In summertime, what's he doing? Why is he doing that? So I was disappointed with Roger Goodell. I was very disappointed with Drew Brees because he's a warrior.
Roger Goodell should.
And he just can't.
He's got pictures of owners. That's what I would say. I don't even know how good decision he's made. Roger Goodell. The guy gets paid like $30 million.
All right, 10 seconds. We're back, gentlemen. Here we go.
Purdy, author of $1 Billion Burger, Monday morning at 7:05 here on 6:30.
Did Geraldo Rivera turn conservative?
More conservative. He likes
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. This hour brought to you by RealCBDThatWorks.com. From Panacea Life Sciences, RealCBDThatWorks.com. And it is a great product with honest dosing, more than I can say for the other products, and that's why I'm sold out on that. RealCBDThatWorks.com. Thank goodness they decriminalized, all of that CBD, all of the CBD products. We talked to Alex before the break on a kitchen makeover. I'm going to finish up there, then go back to Patrice. This is terrible what happened with Patrice on a car deal. And the expression is they saw her coming. You know, they say that, or they saw him coming. That's an expression when they think, we're going to take advantage of this person. I don't know any justification for this car deal, but we're going to talk about it because there is a way out, and I think we'll get her some more money. Alex, your kitchen makeover, you asked a question about what would you do first, cabinets or counters. If you're going to do them, do cabinets first. And then the other thing is this. When you do that, you can then template for the countertops. That's usually the order. And if you have a contractor do both, and we have a number of contractors on the referral list that do both. I mean, you just call them. We have Genesis, TotalExteriors.com. We have Art of Granite. We have Buy and Build Kitchen and Bath. We have, and I don't even want to slight the others, but they're all over. And, you can trust them to tell you when to do what, or just let them do it. And since I spoke about Genesis, by the way, that's Mark Szymanski. He does all exterior stuff as well. It's called Genesis Total Exteriors, but he also does kitchens and baths. And I remember he gave me a quote once on a condo. I wanted counters, and I wanted just what you're saying. 303-679-8509. That's GenesisTotalExteriors.com. 303-679-8509. I've also used, of course, the Art of Granite. Mark's used the Art of Granite. And Mark and Suzanne. So it's really whatever, floats your boat. If you want to do it all yourself, you can do that too. And if that's the case, I'd go to Buy and Build, and because you can send your contractors there or do it yourself or have them do it. So tell us your situation. We'll give you the best course. Go ahead.
Well, I think you've answered my question, Tom. I've been talking to people, and they both had rationales for doing one over the other, but I like your rationale, and I'll probably give Janice a call. So thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. By the way, I just want to tell people it's logical. Templates are made off of countertops. It would be terrible to do templates before cabinets. I mean, I just can't even believe you would do it. So, Patrice, let's get to you. Patrice, thank you for contacting us. You sent us your paperwork. I had Deputy Dan do a complete analysis, and you actually did pay for this Jeep, and then they added on to it. It became a very bad deal. The car was totaled 2 days later, so there's a mixed blessing. The car you bought for $16,600, that in and of itself was a little high. Okay, about how high, Dano?
$3,000.
About $3,000 high. You put a down payment of $1,100, so you financed $15,574, plus you financed this care program, which sucks, $3,500. That is extremely expensive. Plus you threw in some kind of Gold Star GPS for $700, and then the gap insurance, which of course was good. That's $300. You financed $20,151. But they got you for 20.8% interest in a market right now that's about 2 or 3% or 4%. So why were you paying about 15% more or 15% or more than that above the market for interest? Do you have bad credit?
Yeah, my credit is kind of fair. It's not the best credit in the world. Unfortunately, going through all kinds of life happens and different things or whatever. Yeah.
So listen to this one.
But they were just kind of buying me okay, well, and like I said, it was the COVID, so they wouldn't let me bring nobody. It was appointment only. Only one person in there at a time. It was only 3.
No one should ever buy feeling pressured like that, COVID or not. Yeah. Anyway, you knew your payments were every 2 weeks, right?
Right. Every paycheck, I was going to give them the finance, and they said that if I paid it down in a year, then I would look at that 15 mark. But if I didn't, and then he was like, you got to have this.
What are you talking? Then they would bring their interest down to 15%?
Yes, so it was going to go down. So it was if you pay it off at shorter time than the 2-year contract, then this is what was going to happen. And I was like, okay, right now.
Well, listen, you were, Patrice, in my opinion, Patrice, in my opinion, you were lucky that it was totaled. Because with what your insurance is paying, it looks like the worst case scenario is you're going to lose $1,100. And as crazy as this sounds, that's way less than you would have lost if you kept it. You would have been totally underwater, totally. And I don't think it would have lasted. I think it's all around a bad deal, and you were so screwed, you would have had negative equity going into the next car, and even that's if you could even qualify. So I'm saying it was a blessing that it was wrecked, and that you only lost $1,100. But let's analyze that $1,100. You paid for this service plan. You should be able to get back a good part of that. In fact, you should probably be able to get back your $1,100. Did you ask them about the service plan? Because they can't charge you for that service plan.
Well, I didn't know nothing to. I didn't know how to begin to ask anything.
Here's what you do. Make sure Gap and everything pays, and you get the loan paid, okay? Then you go to the dealer, and you say, this service plan that I paid $3,555, you want a refund on that. Not all of it, probably. Well, actually, almost all of it. You only had it 2 days. If they give you a hard time, I want you to call me back. Who is this dealer?
Drive Time, there in Havana.
And I would not go back to Drive Time for another car. Once you get this money back, I'd go somewhere else. I want you to tell them that you talked to someone. We've talked to our attorneys. You can tell them that, therefore, you got some legal advice, not from me, but through me, and that you feel you should have a refund coming on that service deal. That service contract was supposed to be for 6 years. No, not 6 years. How many years was that service contract? 6 years? Was it the whole 6 years? We don't know.
Good question. I don't know.
But you paid $3,500 and only had it for 2 days. Okay? Right. Now, I want to talk to Brian Burns at Compass Insurance. Brian? Are you there?
Hey, Tom.
Hey. This is Compass Insurance Group. They have nothing to do with it except I'm using them as my expert. Gap Insurance, in her case, she owes $20,000, and they paid the first insurance. Paid what, Patrice? How much?
$12,200.
Okay.
And the Gap Insurance just covered $8,000 today. They said the check was going out today, and that they will receive.
So technically, everything's going to be paid off, right?
Right. And
is that how it usually works, Brian? Is that how it usually works? Because technically,
I'll have to tell you, Tom, that's a success story for Gap Insurance. Honestly, that's fantastic that it worked, because a lot of those Gap policies have a lot of different, verbiage inside of them that say they won't pay for certain things, like carryover balances from previous loans or leases. They won't pay for.
Well, of course not, because what they're saying is, if you had a bad deal before, that we should have to insure you against that.
That's right.
And the other one is, what I find odd is she's getting this money. What I find odd is that the Gap Insurance, by paying off this loan, is really paying indirectly this service plan of $3,500 and this other GPS thing for $700.
Which doesn't make sense to me. Usually you see that in there, that they won't pay those kind of things for the exact reason you just said. She should be able to get that back because she didn't use it. So the fact that they're paying for it is remarkable. I don't really understand why they would be doing that.
But she says the check's going out, right, Patrice?
Yeah.
I talked to them yesterday, Bridgecrest Insurance in Arizona, and they said that they're cutting the check. Gap Insurance said the check was going out today and that they should be receiving it next week.
Do me a favor. Let's not make noise about getting your money back on that warranty until you get the check.
Okay.
Let's make sure the loan is paid off first before we start making noise, because I don't want them to change their mind.
Okay.
So let's take it one step at a time. Daphne's going to give you a number to stay in touch with us. And then we're going to work this through one step at a time. Brian Burns, a quick question. Can I come to you as a customer and buy Gap where I buy my regular insurance through you?
Yes, yep, you definitely can. But you'll find more and more often that, especially on leases, because you can buy lease Gap too. On leases, they almost always just include it as part of your payment. They don't want the chance that you're not going to carry it. But yes, loan Gap, no problem. You can definitely get it. It is far less expensive to get it through an insurance company than it is to get it through your loan company. And you know, it could be better, it could be worse. It just depends on how the contract reads.
That's Compass Insurance Group, 303-996-9000, CompassInsuranceGroup.com or theinsurancehelpcenter.com. We have more coming up.
Here, 3 seconds till Joe looks.
I'll give her a call and tell her about JFR cars. I don't believe it. I will bet money
That she's not going to get it?
I'm not going to get $8 grand from Gap.
No, she doesn't.
I wanted to ask Brian. I thought you had said something. They only paid like a 75% difference or something like that.
What's that, bro? Oh, Joe Lazara, right? Joseph A. Lazara is an attorney at law that I hope you never need. You hear me say this over and over. What do I mean? Well, he's a criminal defense attorney. One thing I do want to tell you is you can get a free initial consultation if you're in trouble. Then you can decide if you need him. If you get a DUI, shoplifting, assault, you're accused of a crime, any crime. You know, today's a crazy world, you know, and I just have to tell you, there are times people get in trouble, they don't mean to, and sometimes you're falsely accused, sometimes not. Joe Lazara, 2 Z's and 1 R. I tell you that because of his website. It's lazaralegal.com. That's L-A-Z-Z-A-R-A, lazaralegal.com, 303-429-6200. Now, Joe Lazara is there for you. He'll give you flat rate pricing on everything he does for you so you know the price up front. I hope you don't need him, but feel free to keep this name. Tell him I sent you and refer to any friend or neighbor. They won't be disappointed. 303-429-6200. You know I take my roofing recommendations seriously, and Johnson Roofing is one of my select roofers. And I know this because I know Chase personally. We talk all the time, and he has roofsbyjohnson.com. Johnson Roofing and Restoration, one of the reasons we say restoration is he can preserve tile roofs with his giant tile boneyard, which means he has all of the recycled tile that are still in perfect condition that he can match most tile roofs. Also, he does commercial and residential. So he can do hail-proof roofing, which will get you maximum insurance discounts. He never takes a deposit up front. He will give you a complete and detailed estimate to help with your insurance company, and you can trust him. In business for dozens of years, roofsbyjohnson.com, 303-719-ROOF.
This is Cliff. Over the past 35 years, I've had the privilege of representing many wonderful people whose lives have been devastated.
Yeah, I'll give her a call. Rod to do her good. Jeez, what a blessing she had. Can you imagine she had 77,000 miles. She was going to have to pay on it for 6 years. She's better.
So if you're the victim of a truck crash, give me a call.
You'd be 9 years old.
303-770-5551
don't read it out loud.
Or hit dancapitalslaw.com.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company helps you customize your home.
All charges were dropped.
I don't think they were they?
Unlike things you didn't need, like the back.
No, they're back up, I thought.
Okay, go ahead. Go
Okay.
I don't know.
Charges dropped again soon.
Originally they brought him up, Smollett.
Really, it's just a very
And who?
expensive
Smollett?
mortgage into it.
Jesse Smollett?
Liberty Mutual, get customized.
Again,
No, this is just, we're just talking.
Yeah.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Do you know the most shocking thing about calling an electrician? The great unknown. What is wrong? How much will it cost to fix? And now there's another fear. Having someone in your home. Rest assured, Plumline goes beyond CDC guidelines for your safety. So make your appointment with confidence. A whole house electrical inspection, just $21 from a company I trust in my home.
Yeah, he was indicted on new charges.
An iHeartRadio original podcast. October 16, 1972. Two congressmen board a small plane in Alaska.
They've had this tease on about 35 times a day.
Yeah.
What?
This tease about the congressman, it's been on about 35 times a day.
It's a free podcast. You can download it from iHeart.
Yeah.
What is it all? I looked it up kind of, and they never found anything of the plane and
in Alaska.
they're also even talking about some weird stuff in Alaska, like what's that snow ape up in the,
Sasquatch?
Oh, it's not. What's the? They say there's almost like that, almost like people like that up there. I just one of the art things on one of the deals. I'll probably download it and listen to it, but.
This report is sponsored by
Back about 30 seconds.
Is prepared and filed fast. Generally overcast skies with a couple of
God, she's lucky. God, is she lucky.
But I'm tracking a chance for thunderstorms between 1 and 3 p.m. today. I'm Fox 31 Pinpoint Weather Meteorologist. What's going on?
The tax deadline is July 15th. Let the tax professionals at EY prepare and file your...
All right, 10 seconds. Here we go, gentlemen.
For complicated tax software, get a free no obligation quote right now at tax.chat. Download the Tax Chat app or call 1-833-TAX-CHAT.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. All right, Candace, what's going on with Dependable Landscaping? What's happening? Have we heard about Dependable before? No, this is not one of the common ones we get. Go ahead, Candace, what's happening?
Hi, Tom.
Hey.
You did. I called about 3 weeks, maybe more ago, and they had told me at the time, it was a landscaping company I hired to do some work. At the last minute, 2 days before, I canceled them because they stopped taking my phone calls and changed some things.
Hold on. You canceled before they started?
Correct. I canceled before they started.
Okay.
Never thinking that I wouldn't get my deposit back.
How much was your deposit?
$550.
Okay, but here's what I don't understand. What did the contract say about canceling?
It said nothing. It was a very loose contract. It's not really even a contract. My son looked it over. And it's very stupid contract, and it said nothing about cancellation. Zero. So I canceled them, again, thinking that they would give me my money back because they had done nothing. And then, no, they wouldn't. They lied. That's why I waited. They lied and told me it would take 10 days to generate a refund. So I waited, and I did call them and bother them and email and put them all over, anywhere I could, but they promised never gave it back, and then just continued to lie and won't give it back. So I just don't.
Well, I'm not sure if you're due the contract back. I don't know. I mean, it really depends on a lot of things. Now, generally, I'm not for keeping deposits for anything, but I'm not sure how this worked with you. And I'm not sure, if you just because you called and canceled, I mean, that's not exactly right. I mean, what reason did they give you to cancel?
I canceled them because they wouldn't return phone calls.
I understand that, but how do you know they weren't going to complete the contract?
You know what, Tom? I didn't know that, but the way they treated me the 2 days prior, I just figured these people are going to screw me.
I know. Listen, I'm not saying you were wrong to do it, but I'm not sure you just automatically get your money back. We'd have to see the contract. Anyway, where does it stand right now? You cannot get a hold of them, or did they flat out say...
No, both voicemails are full.
So you were ghosted. It's quite possible they breached the contract. You see, had you not canceled, It probably would have been easier to get your money back if they didn't show up. But now they're going to say you breached the contract. So why couldn't you have just waited to see if they showed up?
Because, Tom, I'm telling you, at the last minute, I knew these people.
Are they still in business, Dependable Landscaping? Guys, look up Dependable.
I looked them up. They have a 1-star rating.
They have a 1-star rating. Okay. Listen, a 1-star rating is still not a reason to cancel. Although I think I probably would have canceled too, but you're going to have to assume in small claims court, we can call them, okay? And we can ask them where your deposit is. They're going to say, we are ready to do the work, and she canceled. And then what do you say, Candace? What do you say to that argument?
Well, the fact is I canceled because they wouldn't return my phone call.
Candace, if they said they were willing to do the work, where does your argument now go?
Tom, don't you have the right to choose, to pick and choose? I mean, this guy...
No, you don't. Not once you sign a contract. Listen, I'm just telling you the truth, Candace. Now, you may have the right, but that's what contracts are for. So they know they're going to have work. It goes both ways. I'm not saying they shouldn't give it back, but it's not automatic. It's not, Candace. You don't get to choose when to cancel and if you get all your money back. I mean, here's the deal. Here's what happens. People sign contracts, something goes awry, and they cancel. Now the place says, I promise you, but we're willing to do the work, but the customer, Candace in this case, will say, but now I don't trust him. So there's the circle. You have an issue, I don't trust him. I want my money back, but I'm willing to do the work.
How much was the entire contract?
The entire contract was how much? Candace.
It was $1,000-something.
Okay, so you paid half. By the way, I would have paid half up front for nothing anyway. That was a big mistake to begin with.
I know it. I know. I just can't believe to this day that I did.
We're going to call them. Listen, Candace, we'll try. We won't let them know that we think you have a weak argument. We're going to ask why they're not doing the work. Do they know you canceled, by the way? Could you say they breached what?
Yes, and you have reached out to them, and they lied. They said that I swore at them, and that none of that.
Can you call them back? Who called them? Do you remember who called them, Candace?
From the show, no.
Okay, Deputy Doc. You don't remember Dependable Landscaping? Okay, Daft, do you remember who took this case? Let's look it up, and let's just call them, no matter what. When was the job supposed to start?
They've done this to other people, too. The job was supposed to start the 19th or 20th of May.
Okay, you know what? We should call them, but you should start a small claims because I wish you wouldn't have canceled. They breached the contract. They probably wouldn't have done it anyway.
Oh, God. They're just such bad people. It's just such.
Well, they have a 1-star rating. I bet you they're out of business.
Let's give you a copy of the contract.
All right, can you give us a copy of the contract, and Daft, have her send the copy. Okay, let's just do that. Then we'll make a phone call. That's all we can do. 303-713-TALK. Now, Heather, what's going on with you, Heather?
My daughter received an eviction notice this morning.
Now, where does she live? What municipality, Heather?
Arapahoe.
Arapahoe County? What's her name? Her first name?
Kaylin.
Okay, Kaylin?
Yes.
Okay, so Kaylin...
She's the one that is... So it's her and 2 other roommates. She's the one that has contact with the leasing company.
Okay, and what did they say she's being... and by the way, are they behind in rent?
No.
Why are they being evicted?
Because of a party that they had in March. And during the party, there was a drive-by shooting.
Oh my God.
Now, it doesn't say that in the affidavit. It just says that it gives the police report number.
Okay, but hold on. During a party they were having, who shot where?
I don't know. It was literally a drive-by shooting. The police came.
All right. Listen, Mark, do you know anything about evictions for okay, let me phrase that another way. We know there's a stay on evictions for payment.
Only I know what...
Mark?
That's it.
Go ahead. What were you going to say?
Yeah, that's it. Payment.
It's
but
for payment only. That's the deal.
They can evict for other reasons.
It's not for. Well, yeah, if someone's getting shot at, it brings a danger to a lot of people. So I would assume that's why they're getting evicted.
Heather.
March.
Heather, I think this is going to be a tough one. Hold on, we'll come back to it.
Oh, yeah.
Plus, Anna wants to talk about a student loan and penalties. Norris is still with us at SOS Inspections, his website, usedcarcheckout.com. Hang on, we'll be right back to you, okay, Heather? Hang on.
Clear. 1 minute to
This is Denver's Talk Station with Ross Kaminsky in the morning and Dan Kaplis in the afternoon, 6:30, KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Tax Chat by EY. Get your taxes prepared and filed fast. Travel around the metro area freeway system, good news downtown. That earlier wreck northbound I-25 approaching Spear has cleared. Still residual backups. It is improving on the front end of that stretch, though. Watch out for construction delays on eastbound I-76 between the toll road and 136. Got to get over to the right there as the left side of the highway is blocked off for road work. And in the foothills, eastbound I-70 at Fall River Road, left lane blocked off again today for road work. The weather forecast. Well, it's going to be a chance of showers throughout the rest of today with a high of 71. Tonight, showers continue, then clearing out overnight, a low of 50. Right now, clouds and 60. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 KHOW.
Thank you, Milo. All right, here we go, Tom. 10 seconds till Rocky Mountain Retro.
For taxes for you with no paper documents and no complicated tax software. Get a free no obligation quote right now at tax.chat. Download the Tax Chat app or call 1-833-TAX-CHAT.
Okay, Rocky Mountain Retro Foam will insulate your home in a day or two from outside, never entering, not disrupting living space, and giving you energy efficiency that can save you up to 50% on energy bills. Now, I don't know anyone who wouldn't do this if you need insulation. And if your home is older, built in the 90s or older, possibly even newer, but in the 90s for sure back, you can use Rocky Mountain Retro Foam. Environmentally friendly, it's incredible stuff. Now, this stuff will go into every nook and cranny. And it will cover the old insulation and wiring and pipes. It never gets hard. It remains pliable. It even inhibits insects and rodents and is a fire retardant. Why don't you look at it in action? Foamyourwalls.com. That's the website. It starts paying for itself from day one. 720-676-6333. This is for sure for you. Foamyourwalls.com.
Newsmax. Okay. Important book of the 2020 election. Mike Huggins says it's President Trump's playbook for victory. Mark Levin calls it indispensable for every conservative.
Yeah, Pompeo came out and said that Bolton was full of shit on a lot of that stuff.
Is Pompeo
He's the Secretary of State.
The new book is David Horowitz's Blitz. Trump will smash the left and win. In Blitz, David Horowitz reveals President Trump's secret plan for victory and rips the lid on the secret agendas of Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, and those out to stop it. You need to get Blitz. Everyone is talking about it. You've seen David Horowitz on Fox News.
So it's full of half-truths,
Newsmax TV.
lies.
Blitz is already a #1 Amazon bestseller. Find it in
Like I said, that note passed. There's no way he's going to pass a note to Bolton, who was relatively new.
Newsmax, or go to blitz411.com. Blitz411.com. Get Blitz today.
If you own investment real estate, you ought to learn about 1031 exchanges and a special opportunity called a Delaware Statutory Trust. Or
That's the lady I think there's going to be Biden.
CEO of Ridgegate Financial.
She's cool. Yeah, looking. What is she?
She's the mayor of Atlanta.
She's not a weirdo, is she?
No, not too much. Well, as weirdos as weird can be.
Don't let taxes trap you. A DST could help you turn capital gain liabilities
Well-spoken.
into an income-generating diverse portfolio. Lose the role of property owner and take on the role of real estate investor. To learn more, call 303-1031.
Elizabeth Warren will never get it. I don't know why people think.
438-1031, 303-438-1031. Advisory services provided through AEA Wealth Management. Securities provided through Madison.
But I think whoever gets what VP, if Biden wins, will be president.
What do you think will happen if Biden wins?
If Biden wins, his VP is going to end up finishing out his term.
You don't think he'll live for 4 years?
I think the guy's already. I think they'll have to remove him.
Why?
Because he's lacking mental compatibility. Is that the right word?
I met the original owner years ago and have known the current owner more than 30 years. Hi, I'm consumer advocate Tom Archie. I highly recommend the company I've done business with at my home with savings of 25% or more on windows, siding, and doors. June only, so you better make your appointment at khwindows.com. And we're talking custom.
I think Kamala Harris has too much dirt on her in the back. Elizabeth Warren's a nut, and she's not. She's almost like a Hillary Clinton that people just don't. I mean, she's got a grating voice.
342-17100 or khwindows.com.
Fake Doctors, Real Friends. It's the Scrubs Rewatch podcast with Zach Braff and Donald Face On.
So we're going to do it like this. Every week we'll be coming to you talking about the next episode of the show.
Michigan governor will never get it. Stacey Abrams, no way. She is a nut. Susan Rice, also a lot of carryover dirt from the Obama administration.
Saw your movie.
All right, gentlemen, back about 30 seconds.
Let me tell you about our specials.
And it was like, only in Hollywood can you go see a movie and then have the star of the movie wait on you for dessert.
Together, Zach and Donald recall the intimate journey that built a lifelong friendship.
Oh my God, this is where it all originated. Join
All right, back in about 10 seconds. Here we go.
Success, and try to figure out if the janitor was a figment of JD's imagination.
Well, you've already proven that time and time again, Donald.
Listen to Fake Doctors, Real Friends on the iHeartRadio app, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Hormone optimization is where you not just replace a hormone, but you optimize it for your prime. Why should you not? If you're diminished in hormones, why would you just want to bring them back to what would be normal for a 60-year-old or a 70-year-old? There's no reason to. You can optimize your hormones through BioT and other means, and that is the pellet treatment, which goes into your fat tissue, and it secretes over a long period of time, like up to 6 months. Now, the hormone bros are the ones that do this, the hormone bros, and what I love about them is that they have a mobile unit, and you can find on their website where there will be next, thehormonebros.com, and they do other things like cosmetic procedures as well. Very low cost, great value. Thehormonebros.com for feeling better, looking better, and they do it all. Thehormonebros.com, 720-361-2302. And because of HIPAA, I can't say exactly who, but a bunch of us go there. A bunch of friends and neighbors and staff and all that. Okay. So, we were talking about this eviction. When can people be evicted? Well, when they are causing problems, making noise. They can't be evicted for non-payment. But I believe there is a stay on all evictions. I thought. But maybe they decipher which evictions are right and which ones aren't.
No, that's not correct. There definitely is not a stay on all evictions.
Okay, so they can then go through with an eviction for like a safety hazard, right? Like that. Or noise or something like that.
Not
disruption.
yet, like making drugs, breaking the law.
Okay.
Pretty much anything breaking the law. I don't think, can you actually hear me?
Oh, you're fine. Great, by the way. Why? Mark?
It seems like there's a bigger delay than usual.
Yeah, there is a slight delay because you wait a while before you answer me. But that's fine. We can hear you just fine. So, Heather, when did they get the notice? Is she on anymore? Heather?
Yeah, she should be up.
Heather, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, when did they get the notice? Did you say today?
This morning.
Is it a 3-day notice?
Yes.
And does it say they have a right to cure?
I didn't read that. I don't know what that means. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
well, sometimes it's you quit, meaning leave, or you surrender the property, or you cure. They may just want it back. Are they in the middle of a lease?
Yes. The lease is up in October.
Okay. Here's what they need to do. There's only a few ways you can handle this. You can have an attorney handle it, but even with an attorney, there are only certain options. You don't leave and then go to the hearing and then try to make a plea to the judge as to why it should not go through. Most likely they will lose. I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah.
So were you calling because you thought evictions are now stayed?
So I'm calling because my husband and I are mostly wondering, since they paid June's rent, could they stay until at least June?
Well, you can call. And now listen, by the time the landlord gets to court and all that, it's going to be the end of June anyway.
Right, but we don't want court costs to come back on her.
Well, why don't you call the landlord and just discuss it? If he knows that you're going to peacefully leave and maybe that she'll sign something saying that, they don't want it either. Okay. You can call the landlord and say, look, I'm calling for my daughter. The three of them
What actually happened?
It was a party, Mark, and during the party it was loud and boisterous and there was a drive-by shooting. So that's pretty serious. And again, Heather, are your daughters denying this happened? Or your daughter and her roommates, I mean?
No. No.
Then, okay. Then the question is this.
It wasn't a noise issue. It was just the drive-by shooting issue.
Yeah, but it was probably an issue of having a party, too, and all that. But here's the deal.
Oh, yeah.
What you're going to do is this. You ask the question, and the answer is yes. Everything's negotiable. Everything. In fact, most landlords don't want to go through an eviction. So to call them and say, because it could be they don't even see an attorney until after the people do not leave, and then they have to go to court. And they don't want to, because they hardly ever recover the money. So why don't you call and say, look, rather than doing this through court, what if they just agree to leave at the end of the month and not have a bad thing on their record as far as an eviction and all that? Why don't we just have a settlement? We'll have them sign saying they'll leave at the end of the month. Call him, let us know what he says. I think that is a very wise way of handling it. Anna, you want to talk about a student loan. I don't understand what a retainment or penalty is. Could you tell me what you're talking about, Anna, and then we'll investigate for you.
Hi, Tom. So my name is Anna. I'm a dental hygienist here in Colorado Springs. For the last 6 years, I worked at our only FQHC center, which is a federally qualified health center.
Okay.
I had student loan debt. I signed up for the Colorado State loan repayment. So pre-COVID, worked there for 6 years. Post-COVID, they terminated 75% of their dental team due to COVID. I am in this loan repayment contract. It's a 3-year obligation. I have to work at an FQHC center. Well, obviously, I'm not working at an FQHC center because they terminated us. But to get out of this contract with the state, it's a minimum of $31,000 in interest, $6,500 per month of not completing the obligation, plus the origination of the loan.
Hold on, Anna. How much was the loan?
$9,700.
Okay, it was $9,700, and then in exchange, you said you would work at a certain center for a certain amount of time.
Correct.
Okay, but certainly they have to be making exceptions because of COVID, no?
No. So they said if I breach the contract, that they will charge me roughly, give or take, because they can decide.
Now, hold on. Let's first say if you don't breach, what happens? You get to pay back $97,000, or is it forgiven?
If I find another job, which means I'd have to sell my house, move somewhere in Colorado to work my last year and a half at a federally qualified health center.
I understand that. If you do that, what happens to the $9,700 loan?
It's forgiven.
Okay, I got you.
So how the loan repayment program works is they more or less cut you a check, you pay off your student loan, and you give them a 3-year obligation.
Okay, so why can't you do the 3 years?
Well, that's my problem, is no one is hiring currently. The only place that is hiring is Center, Colorado, which is like out 30 minutes outside of Alamosa. I own a home, and I care for my parents who live in Pueblo. So, like, I can't just move,
But you must have known, but in all fairness, you must have known that there would be a possibility, because of these limitations, that you could not work for this federal clinic.
You're right. I guess why I want to get out of this contract is because it wasn't due to like lack of work or being a bad employee. It was due to COVID.
No, I understand. It's not your fault. But you're saying, hold on, Anna. You're saying you're willing to work it off, but only under certain conditions. You're saying, but COVID might have caused you to stop working there, but maybe not stop you from working somewhere else. Now, if you could not get a job in that one outside of Alamosa, then you would have a really good argument. Do you even know if you can get that job? If you could get that job, it's going to be a bad argument to make that you can't work out the deal. Hold on a second, and we'll see who we need to talk to. Hang on.
Clear.
Why would you owe $31,000 in interest? That's crazy.
I put none, but
She said
you have an art grant coming up in about
37.
All right, man.
$31,000 in interest.
I don't even understand
It's like $161,000. So she called Dan Catholic yesterday afternoon.
about this.
Yeah.
Why did she call him?
And
what did he say?
He said, we'll send us the information, we'll try to
Freeway system, good news downtown. That earlier wreck northbound I-25 approaching Spear.
Well, Catholic doesn't do that kind of stuff.
No, but that's how he got to start, though.
Yeah, but now he's morphed into something different.
Yeah, he was my mark.
136.
Really?
Yeah, he was my assistant. My film. I got him into radio, all radio. I brought him down there to KOA. Yeah.
Did you get him set up with Craig Silverman?
No, he did all that. Once I got him started in the consumer thing, then he took off on other stuff on his own.
Okay, I didn't know he did consumer.
How did you meet
That's
him?
how he started.
How did you meet him?
I wanted a legal expert, and I used him.
10 seconds, art grant.
It includes your
He's a smart cookie.
He did really well for me.
Yeah, he's a little bit of a
Pretentious?
What?
Pretentious?
Pretentious and
Yeah, but he did really well for
Oh,
me.
he's a good debater.
The Art of Granite.
Oh, he is.
.com. That's the website. On a Facebook, by the way, he is on Facebook. That's Mitch Floria, theartofgranite.com. On Facebook, it's Art of Granite Golden. Here's the story. It's a short one. They charge wholesale for all materials. They do bathrooms free. These are counters of natural stone or granite, wherever you want, quartz. And they do tear out hallway free. And they give prices on the phone. And you will be delighted. 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Theartofgranite.com. 303-386-5919. 303-386-5919.
And iHeartRadio. Okay.
So did you know today was Juneteenth holiday?
Yeah.
I knew it because it came up on here, and I knew it was the whole... Actually, I didn't... It said Juneteenth.
Why did Mark give me this photo? Does he want this used instead? That's a nice one.
I don't know.
Wait, did he
I
ask?
just needed a heads up. I don't know.
No, that's a good one. Did you ask for that?
No, I did not.
Did he indicate what was in the suitcase?
I like my cartoon one.
Missing in Alaska on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you find your favorite shows.
Well, you didn't get this. He sent it to me. You didn't get this. I got to forward it to you.
24/7 emergency service. On top of that, if you're in the Denver metro area, they don't charge a trip charge. They do not charge for estimates either. They've got great discounts for military seniors and single-income families. If you need a plumber, and if you own a house at some point, you will need a plumber, give these guys a call. No job is too small. New faucets all the way up to sewer.
See, I think that's good there, how they got it.
Oh, it comes out bad, right?
Does you think so? I can change it. You think that's bad?
No, but he wants this photo used.
No, yeah, I don't think he's
But
seen
I'm going
it.
to
I don't
crop
think
it.
he's seen it.
I'm going to crop it and send it to you, okay?
I don't think he's seen that photo.
Because they do business like my
I'll ask
If
him.
you've been injured in an accident, call them.
303-795-5900. Metro Construction is offering virtual and touch-free.
Okay, I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to crop it. All right? Don't use it yet. It's too much body.
See, I think this one looks better because he's talking in the microphone.
No, I think it's wonderful. I think you rotate him, okay, until he complains.
I wish I had software to make his lips move.
Now they want the Texas Rangers baseball team to change their name.
Oh, really?
Because the Texas Rangers were racist in how they were
no, this is really a good photo of him.
using their power in Texas.
This amazing 3.125 rate APR.
I think it's crazy. I hope the Redskins don't give in.
Oh, they have to. That's a ridiculous
That
name.
is, of all the teams, that one is racist.
That is a ridiculous name. Come on, Doc.
Redskins?
That's a
like
good photo. I'm sending
Moreland Yellowmen?
But what about the Fighting Irish? What, they should change
Oh,
their name.
so we had to get rid of my alma mater, the Fighting Sioux.
Really?
Yeah.
Working, but now you can get your furnace and AC system completely.
But they didn't have to get rid of the Seminoles down in Florida.
Why?
Because I think they're giving a lot of money to the Seminole Nation.
The Seminole, okay.
Just $79 for a complete system.
But I do think if any one of them should be like the Braves, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with the Chiefs.
Right.
You know, there's nothing wrong.
This is Jay
The thing about it is none of it's derogatory.
Making the right financial
Redskins
decisions
could maybe
has
stay a
never been
little
more
bit.
important. We can help guide you to those right
You know what?
decisions now.
I still
When they
think
matter most. Mortgage rates are near historic
There's
lows.
no
So when you call 833
law that says you can't be offended. If you're offended too fucking bad,
you'll be well on
you
your
know,
way to
I'd say I agree with that. Especially it's not derogatory. In other words,
right.
Redskins you say a little bit. I mean, it's not really derogatory. It's not.
Right now could be a great time.
So let me send this to you.
Positive financial steps forward with a cash out refinance from Rocket Mortgage, which could give you the boost that you're looking for.
Because nobody wants a
you refinance with little or no
image of their school to be of a derogatory person. They want something that's proud and like the Fighting Sioux.
Giving you the best mortgage experience. Call us today.
Yeah, I like that. I think it's overkill.
Or go to
Oh, it is.
rocketmortgage.com to learn
They
more.
get people getting microaggressions, and it's just crazy.
A lot of it, you know what they don't like is when they go,
The greenest lawn in your neighborhood.
Well, it stopped doing that after the Braves games.
Did they?
Yeah.
And nutrients makes your lawn greener with less water.
And Chief Nakahona they got rid of. He was a guy dressed as an Indian chief that would do that thing every time the Braves hit a home run. That's why they called him Nakahona.
Oh, that's good.
630 KHOW, an iHeartRadio station.
713-8255. Welcome to the show. Okay, so you need to call. Stay on the line. We'll get to all of you now on this student loan thing. This is very weird. She's a dental hygienist, agreed to work at a clinic after getting this, and then the loan would be forgiven after a 3-year obligation. Right now, because of COVID and stuff, she's saying it's being interfered with. I am almost positive, Hannah, that we can get this thing worked out, except it doesn't specify which clinic. It just says a clinic. When you signed up for this, you knew there was a possibility there would be a clinic other than in your hometown right next to your parents where you need to be. So when you first signed up, what was your thought process?
Well, I had already worked at Peak Vista for 4 years, so I just never dreamed that I'd be fired, you know?
Wait, so you were actually let go?
Yeah, they terminated us. They did not furlough us.
Well, hold on a second. Hold on. That's right.
5% of us.
Yeah, and you didn't quit. Well, so what do they say about that? Won't they? How about this? Is there a possibility this clinic will rehire you?
So they had a position open last week. I applied first thing, did not receive an email or a call, and they already hired.
Wait a minute.
So, I mean,
hold on, Anna.
Well,
hold on. Who did they hire? Someone brand new?
One of the girls that was terminated with us.
Okay, well, that's logical. Okay. So, Anna, is there a possibility you could still be hired back?
I mean, I'm hoping.
Do you have a contact?
Worked there for 6
Do you have a contact you've been talking to at the state?
Yes.
Oh, actually, it's a federal program, isn't it?
Well, it's a state program. It's a state. I'm through the Colorado State.
Okay. So, Deputy Doc,
Yeah.
you understand she has to work for a clinic, a specific clinic, a federally funded clinic, right?
Right.
And if you don't, you have to pay back $9,700 plus how much?
$6,500. Or sorry, excuse me, $7,500 per month of each month that I did not fulfill.
Well, that's ridiculous. That's way more than the $9,700.
Well, and that's what I wanted to tell you, Tom. Yes, I would work at Peak Vista and work off my year and a half. I would commute to Denver, whatever I need to do. I just cannot see myself uprooting my whole life and moving to Center, Colorado.
But Anna, what is not making sense? If the entire loan was $9,700, how could they charge you $7,500 a month for the remaining months of your contract?
Tom, good question. It says it in my contract.
Are you sure? I want to see the contract, okay?
No, there's no way.
No way. Anna, you must send us the contract with a contact that you have at the state. We will call him for you and try to negotiate something, or at least a moratorium to see if you're hired back. Under no circumstances do I believe you have to pay $7,500 a month for the many months left when all you borrowed was $9,700. Impossible. Send it to us. Daphne, could you coordinate this? Thank you.
All right, clear.
France is the
By the way, is Daph around? I haven't heard from her at all. Hi, Daph.
Yes, she's here.
Hi, Daph.
If she paid, she has 18 months left.
Yeah, so it was going to be
$7,500. That'd be $135,000.
She said she was going to be up in her email $161,000.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's such. I don't believe it. Oh, wait a minute. Should I order a pizza, guys, or what? Are you hungry?
Good now.
Huh?
I'm good.
You don't want? No.
It's up to you. I'll just have one piece.
So here's my thing. If it's only $9,700, she's working as a there's a high. It's $3,000 a year. She could pay that off easily. Why would you
I don't know what her
take that loan?
contract says, but I think it's one of those deals where
The
they
thing is, why would you
want to
take
make.
out a loan
Right.
for $9,700?
So it's serious. What happens if she dies? Does her estate owe $7,500 a month?
I don't know.
See, it's something's really stupid here that they're not. Like say she sent an email, I told her to call in.
But I can understand if you owe $30,000 or $40,000. But a dental hygienist can pay off $9,700 in a year. Why would you take out a loan for that little amount?
I don't think it was.
And then
It was a way to get it forgiven.
Yeah, I know that, but if all she wanted was she could pay off $9,700 in no time.
There's a lot of those loans. If you become a teacher, your stuff gets paid off.
Yeah, but that's in 5 or 6 figures.
Right. I don't know. It just makes no sense.
I mean, I know people went to the public health service after medical school, but they were talking about paying with medical school, which is $200,000, but not $9,700. That's crazy.
I think she was just looking like say, hey, what a way to get paid and get it paid off. I would have thought the loan would have been more than $9,700 for
Yeah,
that.
that's right.
The state is trying to urgently slow the spread of COVID.
Unless you paid like for the first year. What is that, James? 2 years?
Florida is reporting over
I don't know. I don't know.
The new cases are not related to an increase in testing. This is ABC News. The president says he's against renaming military.
I think if you take them to court and say this is, how do you say it, unconscionable?
More than half of all Americans, 56%, say the government should not relabel U.S. bases named for Confederate leaders. But 42% of Americans support erasing that Civil War connection. And an overwhelming majority, 73%, said they were against providing...
Boy, you want to I don't know if you listen to Bill O'Reilly.
I don't. I mean, I used to all the time.
You should. He's on the first. It's free.
Okay.
It's on the first. He's on 6 o'clock.
On what? On the
The first. It's a new TV station. The first. Yeah.
And who is it?
Bill O'Reilly?
And who is the first?
It's a brand new station. He's going to be on there, mostly conservative, whatever. But he's like the most common sense guy.
He is.
You know, he lays it out. He calls it. I mean, he's a great ball and straight caller and stuff.
I think so. Yeah, he's pretty rational. It's too bad that he got caught up in that fucking sex thing.
And he didn't do anything physical.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know that.
No, he
The
didn't.
first TV.
Yeah. It's on 6 o'clock.
Where is it on?
The first.
Where is
You
it?
got to download the app.
Okay.
Or there's way to do, depending upon what you got on your cable to get it.
Is there a media war to stop?
I download the app on my, I watch it on my iPad.
Blitz. David Horowitz reveals the names of the secret billionaires out to stop Trump. Donald Trump Jr. urges you to read Blitz.
So common sense. Like I say, the first night I listened to him, and I've listened to him the whole one time, Fox. He came on and said, these schools are going, what they need is to instill discipline and right from day one, uniforms across the nation. And that way you take everything out, everybody is on ground zero.
Tonight, but here are the first.
In terms of new cases, 12 of the last 14 days have adapted.
Hi, it's Dana Lash, host of The Dana Show, 1 to 4 p.m. Eastern, which is also broadcast.
So they were so new, the first days, there was no commercials. It was just these people saying, hey, you gotta watch me, you gotta watch me. Now, they're starting to get commercials.
Download our daily podcast and take it with you. It's a great way to get up to speed on what you need to know.
Hey, this guy says July 1st, the no eviction order expires.
DanaRadio.com.
What's that?
Click on the podcast.
This said July 1st, the no eviction order expires.
Your favorite podcast.
Its decision in the case yesterday, the village was shot and killed on the University of West Halifax Avenue in Burnaby after officers say he pulled a gun. More Denver for pre-opening today. All done.
Hey guys, I've got some exciting news to share. You can now watch every episode of The Dana Show anytime you want, anywhere you want. With the new first,
Is that Dana Loesch?
you can watch live or on demand right on your phone.
Have you watched it yet, Dan?
Oh yeah, I try to watch. Oh, of course. He's so common sense. So common sense.
I wonder how many are watching.
He's just like he was on Fox. He still has his word of the day. Remember that?
It's on YouTube Live too. YouTube player below.
Yeah. He's on a whole bunch of different things. But what was that?
Although this one, they say live, but there's no program.
And if you're going to go ahead and call Mike Bloomberg a capitalist, go ahead and allow Bernie to call himself a Democrat. So it's the same thing.
Do not care what reality is. They're trying to conjure their own reality all the time.
And actually, that lady wasn't. She was fertile. Yeah, huge difference. Huge difference.
When you see that, check out DenverIsOpen.com. Not let that happen.
If they just eliminated the position,
Is it on cable news too?
I don't know.
In the Freedom Hut on the Buck Sexton Show at 5 Eastern, Monday through Friday on The First. This is the place to go for all the news about politics, national security, culture. We have fun. We dive deep into what really matters.
Tom, if it comes up, I got some news on that COVID with the sex
Which one?
zone.
On the what? On the what?
Eric Soderman, the political analyst, talking about, hey, Romanoff could actually win this race. Join Medford.
This is the Troubleshooter Show.
Hello, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the show. This hour brought to you by RealCBDThatWorks.com. That's CBD products that really work by Panacea Life Sciences. RealCBDThatWorks.com. Put Tom in the promo code, get 25% off. RealCBDThatWorks.com. Okay, let's talk to Norris. Norris is with SOS Inspections. Today is car day, but we're taking any and all car calls, any and all consumer calls of any kind. But I want to check in with Norris, who has a website called usedcarcheckout.com. Norris, I want to ask something silly. Not silly, but I know you're an anal kind of guy and you keep track of stuff. What's the most common problem you find among all used car checkouts? What is it?
Lack of previous maintenance.
Okay, now, is there any one thing, like timing belt or hoses or brakes or anything particular that comes up all the time?
I would say the two things that I see the most are filthy transmission oil and bad radiators.
People neglect the radiators and the transmissions.
I think it's because mechanics aren't trained to inspect radiators very carefully, so they gloss over them all the time, and then transmission fluid just gets neglected by everyone all the time. Unless they're smart enough to know that if they're towing, or pulling a boat or something, that they need transmission fluid changed. But just in your run-of-the-mill car, you Toyota RAV4 or something, the oil in that thing and the transmission fluid is black.
What should you do then to avoid those problems? How often do you service a transmission?
Well, it depends on if it's a regular automatic transmission or if it's a CVT. Now, these CVTs, they need oil changes a lot more often than what's in the owner's manual, so you got to be real careful. People kind of got a bad taste in their mouth for CVT transmissions. That's continuously variable transmission that only has one gear that just changes as you drive. But these CVTs, they eat up transmission oil very rapidly, and you should change those about every 25 or 30,000 miles.
And what about a regular transmission?
Regular transmission, if you're not towing, you could go 40, 50, even 60,000 miles.
Okay, but you're saying people don't even do that?
They don't even do that, no.
Why? Wonder why?
I recommend it.
Because the owner's manuals don't recommend it, right?
A lot of them don't, yeah.
Why is that?
Manufacturers will tell you, well, some manufacturers have gone to the point of telling you that transmission fluid is a lifetime fill. You never have to change it. Well, and when people ask me about that, I say, well, do you want to discover the lifespan of the transmission? Because if you don't change the oil, you will discover the lifespan, and it'll be shorter than what you want.
What about the filters? Do you do that when you do the fluids?
That really depends on where you have it done. Some transmissions don't have a filter. They just have a screen. Others have a external screw-on filter or a spin-on filter, if they might say. And others have an internal filter. So you'll find out when you go to service it the first time.
Okay. And then what about radiators? What do you do to keep...
Radiators, here's what I've seen that's really odd about radiators is that they tend to accumulate road debris and dirt and leaves and dog hair and cigarette butts and all kinds of trash that gets scooped up off of the road, or in most cases, from what I've seen, scooped up off of the floor in their garage.
So you're not talking about just inside the radiator, but outside?
I'm always talking about outside. Internal radiator problems are almost a thing of the past.
Really? But do you want to keep your coolant? You want to keep your coolant fresh.
Well, the coolant has gotten so much better in the last 10 years. It really is fantastic fluid nowadays.
So when do you change it?
That you really don't have to 100,000 miles, and then every 3-4 years after that. Okay,
now, what about, you said the outside. So what if it's dirty? I mean, really, what does that do? Well, how can bugs and cigarette butts and leaves, how can that hurt?
Well, because, 15 years ago or 20 years ago when they installed a radiator in a car, it had a margin of extra heat dissipating capacity built into it. So it was like 25% bigger than it needed to be. Well, because of weight reduction and emissions, we've got radiators down to the point now where they're only maybe 5% bigger than what they need to be. So any debris on the front of that radiator that causes an airflow restriction, your margin of extra heat carrying capability disappears, and now you're right on the red line.
So people should check out radiators and transmissions. And then what about timing chains, or timing belts? Some have to be replaced at 40 and 50, some at 80 and 90. Do you know of any belts? Now, I'm not talking about chains, but are there belts that don't have to be changed?
No, there are belts that the manufacturer makes no recommendation for changing it, and that would be Lexus. But Lexus has gone away from timing chains. And, the one company that...
Wait. Lexus has gone away from timing belts, you mean?
Yes. Yeah, they've gone away from belts. They're almost all chains now.
And chains don't have to be serviced.
Well, chains can... That's right. There's no maintenance interval. But they can wear out prematurely if you're not using good oil.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay, so if you don't have records showing the timing belt was changed, I say have it done if you have an interference engine, right?
Well, I would say do it whether it's interference or not, because here's what I see. A lot of cars, for instance, in a Toyota Sequoia with a V8, the giant timing belt in there that's supposed to last for 120,000 miles. But what people don't think about is the fact that those timing belts are really only good for about 10 or 12 years. So even if you don't reach the mileage mark, you're going to reach the age mark before that. So you go out and buy a low mileage Toyota with a V8 engine, like the Tundra or the GX470 in a Lexus or something like that, and you think, wow, it's only got 80,000 miles on it. I don't need to do a timing belt. Yeah, but the car's already 12 years old.
I got you.
Belt.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
All right, now let's talk to Matt. Matt, you're talking about Chevrolet? Matt? Goodness, Matt, I'm having trouble hearing you.
Terrible.
Man, we gotta fix that. Let's fix that. Before we get him back up.
I think he's distracted and doing something else.
Okay, so Matt, if you're listening, we are going to take your calls. Daphne, just talk to him up there and see if you can get him. Anyway, Deputy Doc, do you have any follow-ups at all? Deputy Doc is coming to the mic. Okay. What are you working on?
No, but I wanted to give some info on the COVID if you're interested.
Yes.
There was a study with 6,000 patients, which is a huge sample. And they showed that dexamethasone, which is a very cheap drug, $62 for a 10-day course.
That's a steroid.
It reduced the fatality rate of people who are on ventilators from 47 to 21%. It's a huge statistically significant dose.
Okay, so reducing it from 40-some to 20, it's cutting it in half, basically.
Huge.
For those on ventilators, did they say, and then what does it do for the others?
They had three categories: people who are not on anything, people who are on oxygen, and people who are on ventilators. The first two categories have made no difference, but the people who are on ventilators almost cut the fatality rate in half.
So people on ventilators, the death rate's higher anyway for everyone on ventilators than on others.
Right.
Is that just because once it gets that bad?
Once it gets that bad, there's a huge amount of physiologic changes that go on.
Okay.
And so the steroids seem to help that. And if you reduce it from 47 to 21%, that's a huge statistically significant drop.
All right. And so, by the way...
hey, Tom.
Yeah. Yes.
Suzanne and I are going in on I think it's the 30th. If that's a Monday, it's the 30th, like in 10 days or so. And we're actually had COVID, the antibody test.
Okay. You're getting the antibody test, and tell us why.
Yep, right through Kaiser.
Tell us why.
First of all, we've been traveling the country.
Mm-hmm.
But have you been sick?
No, he hasn't. But
that's why we're getting the antibody test.
But he wants to know if he has the antibodies.
A lot of places are starting to wonder. If you had it. We're going to Hawaii soon, and I have a feeling Hawaii is going to be one of those places that's going to want to make sure you've had the antibody test and you've had the test to make sure you haven't had it.
Now, by the way, Mark, they have some family friends that showed up with antibodies. That's why they're doing it. They're figuring just in case. But what I'd like to know is about the accuracy of the antibody test. Has anyone, Dano mentioned that they're not very accurate, or do we know what percentage they're accurate?
Listen, ours is all through Here's how ours worked. Listen to this. It's not one of these weird places you go and pay cash. We called up Kaiser, and Kaiser said, oh, yeah, we do that right now at our Lone Tree facility.
No, I don't doubt it. My doctor does it too. I just never thought of having it done. But you're saying not all tests are created the same. There are some better tests than others? I don't know. Are there? Doc, what do you know about it?
There are two types of antibody tests. One checks for whether or not you have antibodies to the virus, and the other one checks to see if there is viral viral RNA in the so one can be done immediately with a blood sample, like a pregnancy test, where it's positive or negative. The other one has to be sent to a lab.
Which one is more accurate?
The one that gets sent to a lab, no question.
So the spot tests are not as good?
They're not as accurate.
Can they do false positives, showing that you have antibodies when you don't?
Yes.
Oh, well, that would be terrible.
Well,
Mark's is going through a lab.
It depends on what the level of false positives are. You'd much rather have a false positive than a false negative.
Why is that?
I mean, a false negative.
Right. A false negative. That's right.
Much better
to protect yourself. Right. You don't want to be. You don't want to be thinking, oh, I'm protected when you're not.
I say false negative. Excuse me.
But do we know for sure? Has there ever been anyone?
Are we still thinking that if you have
keeps going out.
Yeah, he keeps going in and out. Mark, we hear some of your words.
You have antibodies if you're immune, and the disease hasn't been around long enough for them to be absolutely sure, but it seems as if it's like any other virus that you are protected if you already have the disease and have the antibodies.
In fact, there's no viruses we know of.
Man, that's carte blanche.
There's no virus we know of that has antibodies and you get sick from it, except maybe this one. We don't know if this is what this is, but but here's the deal. Why I'm positive I've seen stories where people were tested and had antibodies and got sick, but I believe that's probably a false positive on the antibody. Because there's no, virus follow certain rules, right, in nature, and we don't know of any viruses yet where you can have the antibody and get it twice, get it again.
Well, there are things where you need a booster shot, like a tetanus.
Right. You need a booster.
Right.
Is tetanus viral?
I
actually don't know.
Right.
Okay. So what does a booster shot do?
It's just same thing. It's just basically revaccinating you.
Okay. All right. So if anybody has any information on antibody testing they may have had done, give us a call. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show.
Clear. Master Router coming up first, and then Simply Floors after.
Does Mark know, or are you doing a tape or what?
No, he knows.
Tetanus is a bacteria.
Yes. Proudly serving Colorado for more than 13 years. 12 months, no interest, no payment.
Bacteria.
No, Google.
What's that? Bacteria is easier to fight. Why is it? Why don't we have?
They're bigger, for one thing.
All right, Master Router, these are the guys 24/7 emergency service.
Now, when he's talking there, he doesn't go out.
We'll see.
They're great plumbers and always show up on time. And on top of that, they have great contractors, plumbers, home services people.
See, he's strictly on a cell phone there.
Great service, great prices. Master Router Plumbing. Listen, they do not charge for estimates, and they won't even charge you a trip charge in the Denver metro area. And my goodness, I hope you never do. But
is there booster shots for viruses, or is that just for bacteria? Okay.
For up to half off the competition. They own their own equipment, their own excavation company. Write this number down.
I mean, viruses. My son's roommate is a viral, studying for viral, not engineer, but they can use viruses for combating cancer.
These are your guys. They do a ton of commercial work as well. Master Router Plumbing, great service, great price.
They said some antibodies are ineffective and do not indicate any kind of immunity.
In New York, they're doing it because they're short of blood. They're giving a free antibody test if you give blood. That's what they should do. When you get blood, they should do some type of a blood work.
SimplyFloorsInc.com. That's incorporated. That's the INC. You go to that website to make your own appointment, simplyfloorsinc.com, and you'll get a representative who will safely meet with you and go over all the major floor coverings, the hardwoods, the LVTs, the carpets, and at significant prices, up to 40% off. It's that simple. Simplyfloorsinc.com. They hire the best installers in the business, the best warranties, financing available. Owner Buddy and Karen Mitchell pass savings on to you. Simplyfloorsinc.com.
Are you in Beckler? Well, Dr. Barrett's with Barrett's Dental here to tell you it doesn't have to be that way. My team and I go above and beyond, taking the time to ensure you feel safe at my office and are comfortable.
Every time I hear this commercial, Dan,
to have a beautiful, vibrant
I think how many times he must have had to practice to get his left
Who is Heather? Did we help Heather?
What?
She left a review for us.
Did she?
Hey, Dad.
Daughter received eviction notice. She was a daughter. Her daughter received that eviction notice.
Is staff getting people? People are leaving reviews, good ones. Does she remind them or something? Is that what's happening?
Take great care of you.
If you're looking to leaving good reviews on what?
On us.
Call Barrett's Dental to.
She said she tries to.
Okay.
Tries to remind her.
1308.
Yeah, I wondered because I've just been getting notices lately
Consultation.
that we're getting them.
And you'll receive 50% off on the first $1,000 in dental services.
Which is
if you
good.
own investment real estate, you ought to learn about 1031 exchanges and a special opportunity called a Delaware Statutory Trust, or DST. Mike Rosen here for my friend Wally Smith, CEO of Ridgegate Financial and host of the 1031 Show. Maybe you've done really well investing in real estate, but now you feel trapped with your investments, fearful of paying high capital gains taxes if you sell. Don't let taxes trap you. A DST could help you turn capital gain liabilities into an income-generating diverse portfolio. Lose the role of property owner and take on the role of real estate investor. To learn more, call 303-GET-1031. That's 303-438-1031, 303-438-1031. Advisory services provided through AE
I love these
Wealth
videos.
Management. Securities provided through Madison
Is
Avenue
it Mark?
Securities.
He said so?
AEA Wealth Management.
Tell you what, for him to ride in that with the two people on, pretty
I would
freaking
do
good.
that. I would never.
Think about it as you tip over out there, and I've done it. You hit rock. Rock is everywhere.
I wouldn't do that. I'd be afraid.
I would too. I wouldn't. I'm not that good of a rider. I could take a passenger.
This is rock. God, that's scary.
Well, not only that I did it like try to jump over a crevasse, and I came down my front wheel and went over.
Is this his own bike or do you rent one?
No, I think this is his own. The thing about it, his isn't the enduro like the ones out there. I mean, where they got huge suspension systems.
Oh, that's somebody else on there. This is him, and then somebody else up there.
So you think he has a what do you call those?
Yeah, I saw the shadow there. See?
No. Do you think he's got, what do they call those cams that you can put on your helmet?
Look.
Oh yeah. What do you call those?
GoPros?
GoPros.
Or like them.
Yeah.
They have knockoffs. Knowing Mark, he has one from
So he went up some pretty good stuff there, but it's rock. So it's not like you got sand. That sand is what's really a killer.
Thunderstorms.
Is that Suzanne that just took it?
I'm Fox 31 Pinpoint Weather
Is that Suzanne?
30 seconds, gentlemen.
No, it's not
Yet
Suzanne.
a world away? Book a welcome back family package at the Broadmoor. Opening June 28th.
God, this is scary shit.
Learn more at Broadmoor.
Well, but what you got to remember, that's rock though. It's sandless rock.
No, but rock is still.
Oh, but it's so that they just.
How does it grip?
Oh, great, spectacular. So when they throw sand in there, that's bad.
It's slick rock though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's smooth, and the sand's been washed off.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. All right, Chris, go ahead, sir. What's happening, Chris?
Yeah, hi. I just a little concerned about the recent comments regarding people's credentials for talking about both different types of antibody tests and, other types of organisms like tetanus. As a physician, the false positives, false negatives stuff, okay, you can get that incorrect, but to not know about tetanus being not a virus and being a bacteria. I just am worried about the guests that you bring on in terms of their...
Well, first of all, we don't bring on guests in terms of being experts on anything. We're discussing this as laymen, actually. He's a retired physician of 50 years, and you know, and so he's in his 70s, so if he says, oh, I don't recall tetanus, we're not giving advice right now. We were all talking as common people as to whether the antibody tests were accurate. We weren't giving advice. Did you hear us give advice? And if so, what did we give? I'd like to know the advice we gave. I heard a discussion. I heard no advice. But tell us what the advice was, sir.
Why? Okay.
Tell us what the advice was.
What's
your axe to grind, pal?
Look, I just want to know the advice we gave so we can correct it. What advice did we give?
You gave the advice of inviting a physician with credentials supposedly to add credibility to your show.
What advice did we give? We discussed things. We were talking about various antibody tests. One is quick, one goes to the lab. We were talking about accuracies. What advice did we give? Chris, I could see what you're saying if we gave advice. What advice did we give?
Well, you're advocating for something.
We're advocating for nothing. What did we see, Chris? You can't tell us because we advocated for nothing. We were discussing. Mark says he's going to Kaiser to get an antibody test. And I said, I wonder how accurate they are. Deputy Doc says, oh, there's two different kinds of antibody tests. One is a quicker one than the other that goes to a lab. We were discussing this. We didn't even say we were experts. We never said we were experts. We never mentioned that people should or should not do anything. We never said people are immune. We said in most other viruses, the presence of an antibody would give you an immunity, but we're not sure about this. We were discussing something. If you can tell me what advice we need to correct, we will absolutely correct it. Tell us the advice we need to correct, please. Or did you just want to get on you just want to get on and stroke your penis because you need to give yourself a high and you're some kind of an expert because you're an active physician? Well, go ahead. Go stroke yourself because we don't need to hear it. If we give out inaccurate information and advice, I want to hear it. What inaccurate information did we give? In fact, Deputy Doc was honest enough to say, oh, you know what? I don't recall tetanus if it's a viral or bacterial. He actually said he doesn't recall. So no one BS'd anyone. No one gave advice. No one invited a guest on as an expert. So you're dead wrong, Chris. As I said, you wanted to hear yourself babble to give yourself relevance as a doctor. Go ahead, talk to your other doctor buddies, and you can all get that together. Do a circle. If you know what I mean. Do a circle. But don't call and say we're giving out bad advice when we gave out no advice. This show is about discussing things. When I do give out advice, you'll know it. Because here's what I say. I say, you should do this. Or I say, this is what I would do. Or I say, our attorney suggests this. Again, tell us what we said that was wrong. Nothing. In fact, by Doc admitting he didn't recall those two, that the tetanus, what it was, he was being honest. He did not give out any advice. Again, you know, I love when experts call. We love, by the way, experts in our audience to call in about anything. I want you to. But don't call in just to hear yourself talk and make stupid statements. Call up with something constructive. Now, Chris, if he would have said, you know, Tom, you mentioned this and it's wrong and people should not do this, well, that would be one thing. Except we never give advice when it comes to the COVID virus. We never have, ever. Oh, except what other people say. And even then, we quote other people. For example, we always talk about that the Center for Disease Control, they urge hand washing and sanitizing. We talk about clean surfaces in your home and how it can't be bad to be extra clean. We talk about boosting your immune system, even though we say it's no guarantee you won't get a virus. We talk about all that and we're completely honest. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Nick, what's going on with you, Nick? What's happening?
Hi, Tom.
Hey.
Nice to be on your show. But so on April 24th, I purchased a 2014 Jeep Cherokee Trailhawk.
Yeah.
And then the transmission went out on May 21st.
Okay, now how many miles on this 2014 when you bought it?
It was about 40,000 miles on it.
40,000 miles. And did you have it checked out?
No, I didn't.
And, okay, and where did you buy it?
I bought an AutoNation Chrysler Jeep on Broadway.
Okay, and was it under any kind of warranty?
So I didn't buy any warranty, but it was under the 90-day warranty.
What 90-day warranty?
Yes, sir.
What is the 90-day warranty?
So it's when you buy a certified pre-owned vehicle for 90 days, you are under warranty if it breaks or something is damaged. But after those 90 days, you don't get anything else.
All right, so what happened during that 90 days?
So I was driving it for about almost a month, so about 3 weeks. And then the transmission went out completely, and I brought it in, and it has been about a month now for them to fix it, and they haven't been really communicative at all. They're not being transparent whatsoever, and they haven't ordered the new transmission. And at this point, they've had the new car, the car I purchased for longer than I've driven it for, and I called today, and they said I have to wait another 2 weeks. So I'm just...
Well, no, hold on a second, Nick. What the hell do they mean you have to wait another 2 weeks? What's that all about?
They said they didn't even order it, which was...
You know what I have a fear of? I have a fear, Nick, that they're looking for owner abuse to get out of the warranty.
Right.
Did you bring it off-roading?
I barely driven it at all. I mean, literally just on the streets and back, but nowhere to the mountains.
So how many miles did you drive it before the tranny went out?
I'd say not even 100, truthfully. I mean,
I don't see any excuse for this. This is AutoNation on Broadway. We have a contact at AutoNation. This doesn't sound right to me. If you have a car under a 90-day warranty, is this something truly covered? I don't know. I'm not looking at the warranty. I'm asking, is it truly a 90-day warranty on everything?
I don't believe it's everything, but she had to talk to her manager to make sure that this transmission repair would be okay, and it got the okay or the go for them to do it, and they went ahead and did it. But they are just
got a break soon,
and I can't afford to go another 2 weeks without a car, so I'm not sure.
Hang on a second. Let's get all your information. I'll have someone call them. I mean, we'll ask. You have a right to find out. This sounds really weird to me. Hang on. 303-713-TALK. Hang on.
Yeah, it's certified pre-owned. They should take care of it.
You know that asshole had nothing to say.
I know it. He was just. I get him on YouTube all the time.
But what did he? What did we gave out? No advice.
Sometimes I'm still not.
It doesn't matter. No one gave out advice. You didn't say anything.
Sometimes when I'm on the spot, my brain goes.
Look.
No bad.
Here's the point.
That's anybody.
Who cares? We gave out no advice.
No, but I know that this is bacteria, but sometimes I'm still not used to being on the radio.
Yeah, I know.
And your mind goes blank.
I know. You're right. Absolutely.
I just think, who cares?
I don't even know what he said though. That
he said that I should have known that.
No, that. But with advice and stuff, that.
It's just.
And you're right. It's a lot easier just to sit back and say, yeah, that's right. Okay, it is. Of course it is. Anybody who's been on a spot knows that. Absolutely. What was the word that...
what I said about, there's the antigen and the mRNA. That's the truth.
Ideal Home Loans is a lender locally owned and operated, and it's Brent Iverson who started this. Here's the great thing about Ideal. It started in 2001 for Colorado. And what I love is they will meet your needs. Not all loans are the same. They have, first of all, they're a direct mortgage lender, so you should check the rates because you will find that they're often lower and lower cost. They also have pre-approvals, which act like a cash deal. You are already approved, you just need an appraisal. and not to mention credit optimization. That's a little difficult to explain because you're already approved, but they tweak your credit to make it even better, to get you better pricing. And don't forget the interest rate guarantee. They will refinance you free of charge if rates go up, and that lasts for 2 years, and every time you close, you get a new 2-year guarantee. The custom term loan. You pick whatever term you want, you get the lower rate, but you don't have to go back to 30 years. 303-867-7000. IdealHomeLoans.com. You know, roofing is going to be on all of our minds. If you have old hail damage, if you need roofing done, call roofsbyjohnson.com, 303-719-ROOF. Locally owned and operated, Chase Johnson started the company in 2006. No money down, no hidden penalty clauses for canceling, 100% satisfaction guaranteed. And they recycle as much as possible from each job for minimum impact on the environment. They have commercial jobs available they can do, and they can do flat roofing. They can also do tile. In fact, they can match most tile because of their giant tile salvage yard. And the hail-proof roof, EuroShield, with maximum insurance discounts. No money up front and 100% satisfaction guaranteed. 303-719-ROOF. Call today for any damage you have. Don't wait. Roofsbyjohnson.com.
If you still not like it, but mortgage, well, soon you might be kicking yourself in the head. Rates are at historic lows, so take advantage of our new Fast Track loan with an unbelievable low rate of 3.125 rate and APR with our no closing costs 30-year fixed loan. That's right, no points, no fees.
No, that's just amazing. Seriously, people do like that.
A trusted lender.
Say stuff.
Even if you refinance in the last year, we can still probably save you money. All it takes is a 5-minute phone call to find out how you can save up to thousands of dollars a year. This amazing 3.125 rate and APR.
God, I hope we get a half-inch of rain.
And our new Fast Track loan process can get done in record.
I tell you what, grass greens up so much quicker with rain versus just water.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it brings all the nitrogen down from the air. And
Let's just hope that it doesn't rain on Sunday.
What's Sunday?
Father's Day. I get to take off with my kid.
Oh, you're right. It's Father's Day, right?
NMLS 3304. Not all loans apply. Equal housing lender. Rate subject to change.
We know it's going to happen. The hot weather's going to come, and then people will clamor to get their ACs up and working.
This is the first year in like 20 years we're not able to do what we normally do.
What do you normally
We
do?
normally go play around the golf, and then go in and have lunch and watch the end of the U.S. Open.
Oh. Is the U.S. Open always on Father's Day?
The last round is always on Father's Day.
Really?
Yeah.
I never knew that. Huh.
Going far beyond CDC guidelines for your safety.
So that's been our tradition.
So,
Back to work again.
I thought they were going to have some golf
They
tournaments.
are having a golf tournament. It's just not the U.S. Open.
Why don't they have the U.S. Open if there's no crowd?
Well, because it's expensive that all screwed up.
Control of your future now. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. Live
I
online.
know you said that the golfers like crowds. I would say if I was a golfer,
mycomputercareer.edu.
it would take the pressure off.
Ron Burgundy podcast.
Maybe some of those guys thrive on that.
They do. Mistake. Ron should never have received a microphone or learned about the internet.
I don't know what a podcast is, but here we are.
You know what? I think we just trust the process. Hosted by the world's most handsome flat earther, the Ron Burgundy podcast has 3 seasons.
I don't think I even golfed last year.
What?
I don't think I even golfed last year.
As soon as they open up the course, I'm getting you out there.
We should go to the golfing range.
No, you go to Top Golf.
I have golf. Top golf.
That's fun, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. The bad thing, though, is you sit there and eat and drink, and food is very expensive at Top Golf. But it's fun.
It's a money machine.
It is.
That place is always crowded.
Yeah, it is.
You know, if it's any kind of warm weather, it's usually a week.
But they really did well by putting those little chips in there, and then every once in a while you get a bowl of the chip, and you just get the.
Oh, I haven't had one without a chip.
Last time, I think I only had one. The time before that, the first time I went out there, we probably had half a dozen.
Really?
So I'm wondering if we're just getting better chips in there.
Maybe.
Can take the.
You went to the one on Arapahoe Road?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a great venue.
Yeah. And of course, I don't know how to play the different games. There's so many different games in there.
Yeah.
So I always just try to see how far you can smash it.
My son and his friends try and hit the ball over the fence in the back.
They can?
Once in a while they can.
Really? Well, they're good drivers. Because that's 300 yards to the fence, isn't it? So that means you have to go over because that's still quite high.
They do it rarely, but they try and do it.
Sure, absolutely. So then it just is like a non-shot thing, right? Because the chip can't
Right.
This is Dave Logan. Go off.
No, and what's so nice about Top Golf, you can do it in the wintertime. They got the heaters on.
Yeah.
Now number one for podcasting. 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station.
Talk 713-8255. If you're a listener and you have information, we'd love to hear it. But people, when you call in, give us information. Tell us what better information we can give out. We love doing that. But when we discuss things, and we discuss them openly, we're not giving advice, and people know it. So if you're an expert on anything, today's car day, but we're doing other things too. If you have any information you want to share with us, feel free always to do it. We've had the pleasure of having many people who know what they're talking about call in and help us out with problems. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Listen, that woman, Patrice, we talked about, she's a single mom trying to make it in the world, has a job, needs a car. And now the gap insurance is going to cover her. We talked about that, we hope. And we're going to try to get her money back for that warranty so she can have money to put down on another car. That screw job that they did, man, drive time really put the screws through her. That was a terrible deal. By our opinion, terrible deal. So we're hoping she gets some money back so she can go somewhere else and buy. And if anyone has a car to donate by any chance, let us know. We've checked. We'll make sure we check out Patrice, make sure it's all the real deal. 303-713-TALK. She needs a working automobile for work and stuff. So, Lou, what's happening with you? What's going on, Lou?
Okay, take you off speaker. Hi, Tom.
Hi, Lou. What's happening?
Okay. I'll keep this quick. Got a 86 Nissan cylinder head. It's off the car. It's at the machine shop. And it's got a crack, and they say they can fix the crack with a process called peening. And I just wondered how much success we've had.
Norris is with SOS Inspections. Now, a cylinder head can be welded. Is that right, Norris, or not? How are cylinder head cracks normally fixed?
It depends on the type of material, and I believe that one is an aluminum cylinder head.
Now, isn't it better to just replace the head?
It is, if you can find them. But it sounds like he has kind of what might be becoming a rare car.
So what does it mean, painting the cracks?
He's not saying painting, he's saying peening, like a ball peen hammer. And the act of peening means you're pushing the metal back down into the crack to seal it permanently.
So it's that soft of a metal that you can work it with a ball peen hammer?
Well, it back into place, you'd be like stitching the metal back together by mechanical force.
Does it actually fuse together?
It doesn't really fuse like a weld, but it is pretty durable. It kind of depends on where the crack is in the cylinder head. Did they say where exactly the crack is located?
It's from the spark plug hole. Does not go into the cooling jacket as far as we can tell.
It's right off the spark plug hole?
Between the spark plug hole and one of the valve seats, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was a common crack on that cylinder head. And, yeah, you could peen that.
Why wouldn't you weld it, though? Give me an idea why you would not just weld it.
Because welding aluminum is a very tricky process, even for a professional aluminum welder. It makes...
And I know this is a silly question. This might be a silly question, but my goodness, with today's materials, Has anyone ever come up with an effective epoxy of any kind? Or maybe the word isn't epoxy, but some kind of material, a compound that would harden like metal?
Yeah, there are lots of materials like that, but unfortunately they can't handle the stress of the thermal changes from hot to cold, hot to cold. It just cracks in the same place again.
Okay, so Lou, Norris is saying if they peen that the right way, it can be done. Now you're sure you're sure it wasn't called painting? I mean, is that what you thought you heard, painting?
That would be P-E-E-N-I-N-I-N-G. So that's what it is. I know what that means in terms of metal work, and I just never heard it applied to a cylinder head.
Neither have I. This is the first time I've ever heard it.
Yeah, bottom line is this a reliable technique? If so, I'm going to have it done, because as he says, I can't find a replacement cylinder head for this.
How much is it going to cost, Lou?
A few $100.
Hey, it's worth a try, I think.
You know, the rest of the car, it's rusty, but it still runs. The air conditioning still works. Why not?
Norris, what's the downside if it fails? What would happen? Just leaking?
Yeah, the same crack will reappear, and but like he said, it's not involving the cooling system, so there's really not a whole lot of risk there.
All right, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Norris is with us. If you have any auto-related questions, we also have mechanics standing by. And if you have any other issues, it doesn't have to be car-related. Lisa's up next. She has a health insurance claim. She thinks there might be some negligence involved, whatever that means. Woo, that sounds serious. Don't forget, today is car day, so I'd like to tell you about SentryRV.com. That's Sentry with a C, as in 100, Sentry. And that's SentryRV.com for new and used RVs. They're at the 240 exit up north with a service department up there for all RVs. Plus, they have a big, giant indoor showroom just west of the city, north of 6th Avenue between Kipling and Sims, next to Woodley's. 303-453-1111.
Clear. 1 minute till Joe Lazera and get found fast.
Gotcha.
Now, impact traffic.
This report is sponsored by the Broadmoor.
You know how they do it?
Hold on. Do they show it?
No, but they tell about it.
Well, how do they do it? It sounds like something, though, if you think about the metal, it does
No, you drill holes in the both ends, and you put pins in there, and then you keep on putting pins all along there, all along the crack. Little pins like, I don't know, aluminum
in the
pin.
crack?
In the crack. You drill holes and put them in there, and then you pound it down.
Oh, you just bang it?
Yeah, then you bang it.
And they fuse. They must be
smash together.
Pins.
Right.
Those
it's
pins
like
must be swedged.
Yes, imagine it's like you just.
And if it work hardens, they kind of do fuse.
Right.
Or it's tight where nothing will get through. Do you have a video of that?
Not a video. There might be on YouTube.
That is so cool.
Yeah. They say they also do it on a cast iron too.
Learn more at Broadmoor.com.
I've never heard of it.
Broadmoor.com.
If you've been charged with a crime, maybe you haven't been and you don't think you ever will be. Well, I hope you're right. Just take the name, put it away. But certainly you might come across a friend or a relative, and you may want to refer a good criminal defense attorney, Joseph A. Lazara. He's on my referral list at referralist.com. You can just search Joe. Now, he has his own website, 2 Z's in his name and 1 R. 2 Z's and 1 R. LazaraLegal.com. 303-429-6200. DUI, shoplifting, assault, any kind of a crime, any kind of a charge. He can handle it for you. And listen, it's a time when you're not going to be thinking straight. So I've done the work for you. You can trust him. Free initial consultations. Call him. And if you decide it's a good fit, hire him and you won't be sorry. Flat rate pricing, so you know the price of everything up front. 303-429-6200. All right. Our websites have proven to be the #1 thing we need right now, because not everyone is going out and visiting in person. And you need to know your website is working properly. Right now, this service has never been more valuable. A free website analysis. No, it's not just to get your service. There's no obligation. If you go to them, they will analyze your website, the load times, how it looks, how it's organized, how Google sees it, how people see it, and give you solid advice free of charge. That's a free consultation on your website. 303-952-4900. The company, we use them, getfoundfast.com.
Is there a clear... Hey, Tom, I got a question.
Yo.
So my music website is tunesbytones.com.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a good website name?
Yes, if people know how to spell it. Tunes is easy. Tunes by what?
Tones, like T-O-N-E-S.
Oh, okay.
Billionaires out to
Now that's fine.
Donald Trump Jr. says you should read Blitz.
Yeah, you can't really get it wrong.
Yeah, you can't get it wrong.
Max TV, now America's fastest growing. The thing was catchy and simple.
Yeah, it is. It really is. I'm surprised it's available.
Xfinity, Dish, Spectrum, Cox, Optimum, Fios, Uber, Suddenlink, Mediacom, and many more. Just check your cable guide and make sure you get your copy of David Horowitz.
I can't find it.
Already a number
Didn't
one
show up.
Amazon bestseller. Find it in bookstores everywhere, or check out the free offer.
I do have to come up. I really, really have to come up
That's 800 Newsmax.
with a better
411.com. Blitz 411.com.
open for the show so we don't get hammered.
Yeah. So you got another one like yesterday too? I've been very careful about that. And it's every day you get it that's taken down.
Not every day, no.
YouTube, and it's never Facebook, it's YouTube. And I think that has got to be one of the ones that the songs they really do. I don't know. I think they can only do heads. I don't think they can do the block, a crack block for that pinning.
You'll work with a dedicated mortgage consultant, someone who will customize a loan program to achieve your financial goals. There's no pressure, no upfront or hidden fees, and you don't have to start your loan term over. Instead, you can choose any term you need, which can mean tens of thousands of dollars in long-term interest savings. You might even be able to postpone 2 mortgage payments. So call 303-695-7000 to learn more. That's 303-695-7000.
That is so cool. And apparently there's special pins that hold themselves together.
CDW, we get that working remotely can make people feel disconnected.
I went from catching up with coworkers around.
I'm going to look it up on YouTube and stuff. That's so cool.
CDW can help your employees stay connected by implementing a secure by design Google Chrome enterprise solution.
And I know what they're saying is, will it hold? And a lot of labor is just doing that. It's taking it out.
Find out more at cdw.com/Google.
For the ones we trust to always be there. For the ones caring for others. For the ones who
tell Dad to ignore the call. I'm calling her.
In extraordinary times, extraordinary people step up, like the ones standing guard and standing on the front lines, and the ones who are staying apart while still working together. With your efforts, we will get through this. We're grateful for all you do. Visit Grainger.com for resources that can help as you create your recovery plan.
It's me, Dad, calling you just for the heck of it. I just have to make a completed call.
For my friends at Bell and Pollock. I know these guys. They're real. They're genuine.
Hi, it's me. I just needed to make a call on this Google Voice to keep it active. Okay, bye.
I usually don't answer these calls.
Okay, bye.
Metro, is that you on the phone?
Yeah.
Residential. I was really confused. I was like, is he talking to Dad?
Yeah.
Virtual guarantee quotes.
I'm just trying to call people from this number so I can.
By visiting metrobuilds.com. Metrobuilds.com. That's metrobuilds.com.
Hello?
It's me. Did it come up as my number?
It says Tom Martino,
Oh, it does.
but not as your number.
Oh, okay. Okay, thanks.
San Fernando, California.
I just did, hon. Can you see what number came up? Because I need to use this number to keep it active on Google.
Okay, I'll
Text it to me. Bye.
Okay.
Wow, it says here you can pin blocks.
I'm going to call you, Dan. I need to use it several times because they're going to take it away if I don't.
All right, Syntax gentlemen, you're back. Oh, you're working from home.
Getting 630K
I thought I called you.
Denver's talk station. Available on over
It's too late
2,000
now.
devices.
I'll do it during break. Gino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Hey, Lisa, tell us about this health insurance, what you call negligence. What's going on with that?
So basically, I'm looking for somewhere to turn to. My husband is in stage renal failure, He's not working, but he had Cobra insurance through the company that he was with.
Okay. Renal failure from what?
Kidneys.
Okay, so it was just a kidney disease, meaning it wasn't something else causing the renal failure.
No.
And it's not cancer.
It's not cancer.
Is he eligible for a transplant?
Not yet. We
Okay.
have to get on the list for that.
All right, so what about your question now? He's on Cobra. What's happening?
Well, he was on Cobra. The American Kidney Foundation was paying for the Cobra premiums,
Yes.
which was all done through the dialysis clinic.
Okay.
So it came up for renewal. We got all the paperwork sent in. The clinic made a mistake on the paperwork that sent it back to the Kidney Foundation. So it takes a 10-day process for the American Kidney Foundation to look at it.
Now, is this for an extension? Is this for an extension of Cobra?
Yes.
And when does Cobra run out, even if it's extended? It can only be extended how many times?
He had 2 years.
Okay. So if the extension went through, he would get another 2 years.
Yes.
Okay, so what's the problem?
So when they sent it back to the clinic to fix the error, they sat on it too long.
You lost your benefits.
Yes.
And Cobra will not reconsider at all?
No, we did an appeal with Cobra, and they declined that.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
And
any help from the clinic we're not getting.
the clinic is the one that caused it to expire, right?
Yes.
How difficult was the error to correct?
An email.
That's it. That's all they had to do. What does this clinic say now about this?
I think they're denying the possibility.
Why?
I'm not sure why.
This is difficult because it's dealing with HIPAA when we start making calls. I have a quick question for you, but I need you to hang on. I need to know some other stuff, and then maybe we can get someone to help from Integra Insurance. Hold on. I'm Tom Martino. More coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. Brent Ivinson, Ideal Home Loans. Talk about how you can help home buyers.
Ideal Home Purchase Limited is an all-encompassing roadmap to buying your next home. Our 3-week closing guarantee will...
Do you need that up or down? No, I was going down just so much.
Search for your next home so that when we find a house that works for you, you can close and close quickly.
Okay, I'm going to call you.
IdealHomeLoans.com.
Oh, no, I did call you.
677,000. Equal opportunity lender regulated by DORA and MLS line 36756 for terms and
Why doesn't yours come up? It doesn't let me call you.
Oh, really?
That's weird.
Is my number not in there?
Dan. No, you're here, Dan Miller. Okay. Okay. Is it calling you? What number comes up? Oh, that's your work number.
Oh,
hold on. Let me call your cell. I thought this was your cell. Oh no, I don't have it. Hold on, there's your cell. Sorry, got it. All right, now I'm calling.
Hey Tom.
Yes, sir.
Do Frank Durant and Joe Lazare, do they clash? No, Frank Durant's real estate, Joe Lazare's law. Never mind. I'm gonna.
All right, sir.
Hi, this is Dan. Please leave a message and I will get back with you.
What number came up?
ABC News, I'm Will Reed. Atlanta police officer Garrett Rolfe facing murder charges for the
San Fernando, California, 747.
Oh, got it. Cool. All right, got it. Okay, I made some calls. Good. That's going to work.
Today in Fulton County, a judge announced Rolfe's attorneys who were to appear on his behalf have so far waived the rights for him to seek bond. Officer Devin Brosnan is also facing aggravated assault charges in the case. States continue to phase in reopenings amid concern about coronavirus cases surging, and Arizona and Florida are becoming new hot zones for daily records in new cases. A day after the Supreme Court ruled the Trump administration acted illegally when it tried to end the DACA program, President Trump tweeted his administration
now, can you call this?
File paperwork against
you want me to call it?
That number.
The Obama-era program.
I just need to call, send and receive.
undocumented immigrants
okay, I'm calling.
brought to the U.S. as minors to remain in the United States.
Must be it.
This is
Call from Dan Miller.
Hey, man.
Oh, I hung up.
primary race.
Former Marine fighter pilot Amy McGrath has the backing of establishment Democrats, raising a campaign war chest of over $40 million in the hopes of defeating.
So that pinning, I learned something today. I mean, they can actually do blocks too. They can do blocks.
What do you mean?
They can pin blocks.
Oh, yeah.
For the track head.
See, I never even thought that.
But like I say, most of the labor is taking it out, and most of the cost is taking them out and in. So they're not
Well,
getting.
they charge $125 an hour for labor.
When you go through all that trouble, you would think.
Right. I guess it's just if it's hard to find that specific.
One home, a campground, and a social club. The county beefing up enforcement of mass.
I wonder if people like
in China, prosecutors
Jeff Vick. Jeff Vick is a huge guy for changing transmission. He's right up with SOS. He changes his transmission fluid every year.
Really?
Yeah. I think way overkill. But I've been doing it every 25,000 miles. Jeff Vick.
Really?
Yeah. No, he's huge on
But
it.
it may
Huge
not
on
work
it.
for your clients.
This is the cheapest insurance you can get.
Well, that's true. Put clients first. It's the highest standard for a financial advisor.
But that's what they say, yeah. It's good for the life of the transmission. That's what they say. You don't have to change it. So when your transmission dies, that's the life of it.
Each client's goals and needs.
But you do sell investments that earn you high commissions, right? And make commissions when you make trades for your clients?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission investment products, and we never earn commissions on trades.
So what's in it for you?
Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when our clients do better. When it comes to helping clients achieve a comfortable retirement, we're clearly different.
This guy says, Tom, I love it when you give medical advice, like the time you told Mark to get a facelift. Did you tell Mark to get a facelift?
I don't think so.
K-How News Time, 103.
Denver is reopening amid the coronavirus pandemic.
Oh.
Happening today, all 12 of Denver's city dog parks will officially...
Oh, good, the dog parks.
And the city and county did announce reopening dates for other facilities and services.
There's a lady that really wanted that. She was
on Monday. County jails will reopen next Friday. DMV will open on Monday, June 29th.
That's Fox 31's Christine Rapp. Governor Polis reacting to yesterday's Supreme Court decision on DACA. He says now is the time for action.
I renew my call on the United States Congress to finally create a pathway to citizenship, a way that people aren't in limbo for years or decades.
Some House Republicans agree, calling for comprehensive immigration reform, saying the system is broken. A protest to urge leaders in Manitou Springs to reopen the Manitou Incline is set to be held tomorrow morning. Hikers being asked to gather at 7 a.m. to climb the incline, which has been closed since early April due to coronavirus. That's the latest. I'm Chad Hoffman.
Now, Impact Traffic. This report is sponsored by Westera Credit Union.
The highway drive in the metro area looking fairly normal for Friday midday. I don't know if that's necessarily good news. Big delays downtown on northbound I-25. Solid stop and go from Broadway traveling up to Colfax. Southbound slow downtown from I-70 traveling down towards Spear. Southbound I-25 a bit stop and go on the north end of town around Fortin. Westbound I-70 slow in the elevated portion. Also that ramp northbound 225 to westbound I-70 a bit sluggish. In both directions of I-270 heavy in the Commerce City Drive. The weather forecast. Showers likely throughout the
I was going to call, maybe I'll try calling Clint today.
Right now, mostly cloudy skies and 64. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 K-How.
Join the campaign to promote Denver's local small businesses. Westera's marketing budget, your small business. Go to denverisopen.com to get started. Then follow Westera Credit Union on Facebook and share the posts when you see them. Local businesses. Check out denverisopen.com.
Do roller coaster stock markets make you nervous? With such frequent ups and downs, don't let market volatility derail your retirement. Hi, I'm Linda Gardner, host of Your Money, Your Retirement, Saturday on 630 KHOW. If you're concerned about the markets, call today to schedule a complimentary review of your portfolio.
Well, let me ask you a question without you being too prejudicial. When you hear a commercial like Lisa Gardner, do you feel less confident in her because she has sort of a very childlike, womanly voice?
A serious law firm for serious cases.
Do what?
Yeah, she's a financial planner. So she used to be coming in right after our show.
Yeah, but does her voice
probably
less confidence?
Probably.
I think so.
Yeah, probably.
She should let Ed Green just do the whole thing.
Now,
303-713-TALK, 713-8255. This hour brought to you by RealCBDThatWorks.com. What do you do when you need pain relief, anxiety relief, anti-inflammatory? Well, there's CBD products all over the country, and I've tried many of them, but I'll tell you this. I have come to know Panacea Life Sciences and trust them, and you should too. They're great people. RealCBDThatWorks.com. Put Tom in the promo code. Get 25% off. RealCBDThatWorks.com. Let's talk about stuff going on right now, okay? We have this insurance problem I don't like. Then Alex has some thoughts on the market and also on Become the Banker. I'd love to hear him. Chris has a 96 GMC remote start he wants to remove. We're going to ask our expert Norris from SOS Inspections, who's been kind enough to stay with us. Let's first go to Lisa. Lisa, this is a weird one. I'm going to ask Jared at Integra Insurance to listen. They had nothing to do with this, but they're good people. They know the insurance game. Let's ask them to tune in here. That's health insurance. Jared, are you listening? Let me explain what's going on with Lisa. You there, Jared?
Yes, I am.
All right, so Lisa's husband is suffering from kidney failure, and he really needs a lot of attention. So when he left his job, he had Cobra. And he was on Cobra, and as far as I know, the American Kidney Foundation was paying those premiums. Is that right, Lisa? Lisa, are you there?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm here.
The American Kidney Foundation were paying the premiums for Cobra.
Yes, they were.
Now, why did Cobra have to be renewed?
He's not working, so his extension for the first year was up, so he applied for another extension. Got that for 2 years.
Then what went wrong?
And then the clinic was the dialysis clinic. The insurance lady was doing all the paperwork to have the American Kidney Foundation pay the premium for that extension. There was an error when the original paperwork went in. The American Kidney Foundation sent it back to the clinic to have it fixed, and they sat on it too long.
What was the error? Do you know what the error was and why it was rejected by the American Kidney Foundation?
There was a different patient number than my husband's number that was on the claim form.
So they had to correct the patient number, and then,
yes.
And as a result, they did not correct the number, so American Kidney Foundation did not pay the premium.
Correct.
And therefore, Cobra dropped him.
Yes.
And you never got a notice it was being lapsed?
So by the time we got a notice that we needed to make a payment, it was too late.
I don't even understand that. They're supposed to get, I don't know. Jared, does that sound right with Cobra? By the time she was notified that she needed to make a payment, it was too late?
Well, that's a tough situation. Is you do have a 30-day grace period to make that payment, and the only way they can deny you is due to non-payment. So this is more of a red tape situation where we need to get almost legal involved because it was necessarily not their fault.
Yeah, that's true.
But the insurance company, Cobra itself, that's it. They're going off of their guidelines of saying you have 30 days to make this payment after it's due. If you don't make that payment, we have the right to cancel you.
Yes. And we were already in that grace period.
Now that she is already canceled, is there ever a way to get that back?
Yes, I have seen it. It's going to take a lot of work, and we can help out with that as well. It's really up to. I mean, who's your insurance company through Cobra?
United Healthcare.
Okay.
United Healthcare.
Lisa.
And then so we definitely have to talk because Cobra, Cobra's an acronym for a legislation that people can stay on that Cobra.
Right.
They're dealing with the actual insurance company himself as well.
That's true. Now, but I want to ask Lisa, did they fix it now with American Kidney Foundation? Will the American Kidney Foundation still pay the premium?
Yes.
Okay.
Did they correct the patient number?
They did, and by the time they sent it back to the American Kidney Foundation, they take their 10 days to reprocess everything, and that's where the time lapse was, where it was too late.
But I don't understand why it was too late if they notify you and give you a 30-day grace period.
And we were within that 30-day grace period, so we had.
Then why didn't you call or pay or have? I mean, come on! If you knew this was the difference between coverage and not, what did you do when you knew they were going to lapse the policy and you had 30 days to pay?
So we were on the phone between the American Kidney Foundation and the clinic trying to get that done.
But did you know that if there was a danger of losing, did you ever think about making the premium payment yourself just to keep it alive?
Well, and when we got notified from the Cobra that at that point we had 4 days to make that payment. And we couldn't get a hold of the Kidney Foundation.
I'm asking, did you have any money? How much was that payment?
$970. Almost $1,000. And that we couldn't afford to pay.
You had no way of paying $1,000 just to keep it alive?
No.
Couldn't. Gosh. Okay, I feel so bad for you. Now listen, I want to ask, if you don't have income, you're also eligible for Medicaid.
And he's on Medicaid.
No, Medicare.
Or, I'm sorry, Medicare.
What, on Medicare disability?
Mm-hmm.
For the kidney disease.
Wait a minute. So is he getting Social Security disability?
Yeah.
Yes.
That puts him on Medicare. So why wouldn't Medicare be paying for this? Why do you need United Healthcare?
And that's kind of another question that I have is why are they billing both Medicare and the insurance company?
Well, Jared, does that sound weird that Cobra was paying and Social Security, Medicare's also paying?
Yes, you can do that. So I'm assuming this is the case. I don't know your situation, but I'm assuming Medicare is primary, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and then so the Cobra, what the Cobra is kind of like a supplement. So they're paying what Medicare is not paying. When did you lose that Cobra?
February 29th.
That was February 29th.
February 29th. Shoot.
And what have you done in the meantime?
60 days from something like that, where I might have been able to put you into a supplement plan, and it will pay for all of it. So the supplement plan itself would be like Cobra.
Yeah, we could get you into a supplement plan, but what would the premium be on that?
Well, it would be very, very high. It would be probably around $300.
Yeah, but listen to this. I mean, that's cheaper than Cobra.
Correct.
And the American Kidney Foundation, why wouldn't they, if they're willing to pay Cobra, why wouldn't they pay for a supplement, Lisa?
I'm sorry, what was that?
If you had United Healthcare through Cobra, and it was expensive, you can get a supplement to pay the same thing cheaper. Why wouldn't the American Kidney Foundation just pay for your supplement instead of going through all this brain damage for United Healthcare?
Yeah, that's a good question.
That's because you don't know to ask. So here's what we're going to do. I think we found a solution, Lisa. If you have a contact at the American Kidney Foundation, you can tell them that Cobra basically will not take you back and lapsed due to this paperwork error. And tell the American Kidney Foundation you appreciate their help very much, and now it might be even cheaper for them to help because you're going to go ahead and get a supplement that will be better and cheaper than the Cobra. And Jared can help put you in one of those. And Jared could even talk to them at the American Kidney Foundation if they agree to pay the premium. I don't know why they wouldn't. If they're paying for your Cobra, I'm sure they would pay for a supplement because they're in essence the same thing because your Medicare is primary. So Lisa, I really want to get you in touch with Jared at Integra Insurance Group. This is an example where an insurance broker, like this is who we use, Integra Insurance Group. They really are good people. 303-466-5500. 303-466-5500. Now, Jared, have there been cases where Medicaid pays a supplement or acts as a supplement or not?
Yes, that's called dual eligibility. Just the same situation that she was in.
She may still be, okay, so she may be eligible for that, either or.
If they're on Medicaid right now, I don't know what's going on, but everything should be free.
They're not on Medicaid. They're on Medicare. They're not on Medicaid. Here's what I'm getting at, Jared. I think you need to take a look at their insurance, because I think either they get a supplement and that supplement be paid through the American Kidney Foundation, or they get Medicaid, which acts as a supplement. And either way, Lisa, you're going to be in good hands. So hang on. 303-713-TALK is our number. I think we can help Lisa and her husband. And Lisa, I'm so sorry this is happening with your husband, and I wish you all the best. You're in my prayers, I promise you. We got more coming up.
Clear? Frank Duran and Joe Lazara in 30 seconds.
Bull market last? What will the next recession look like? Are you financially...
So American Kidney is the only one that helps out on this, it seems like. Just for
Well,
kidney.
it may not be the only one, that's what she's hooked up with.
No, I haven't heard of other, you know, like for lung cancer, but it seems American, I've heard that before, American Kidney, help pay
Well, what has he been doing for the past 3 months? Is he on dialysis? Is he taking meds?
Okay, you've heard enough. You've heard me say it. Get this name down, and I hope you never need it. Joe Lazara for criminal defense. You know, maybe I shouldn't call it criminal defense. Maybe I should call it defense for any time you're charged with anything, because a lot of people don't feel like a DUI or shoplifting is really that serious of a crime. They are crimes. DUI is a criminal offense. In fact, it's also a civil offense, and he can handle both. It's important that you know deadlines, and you know how to file, and you know how to answer. That's what attorney Joe Lazara will do for you. He gives you flat rate pricing on any charge you're faced with, and he gives you rock solid advice. He gives you free consultations. If you're in trouble, if you know someone in trouble, if you refer someone in trouble, he'll talk to them free of charge. LazaraLegal.com, 2 Z's, 1 R, LazaraLegal.com, 303-429-6200. That's 303-429-6200. And look for Joe on my referral list at referrallist.com. Frank Duran, the real estate man, I've recommended to thousands and thousands of people, and I've got nothing but positive reviews. 25 years of proven credibility. Frank Duran has proven himself to be like one of the best people you can have on your team. And speaking of teams, that's what he has, to keep you on track. Do you know when you're selling a property, there are so many things to do and to keep track of, or you fall out of compliance? The same when you're buying. He has a team to concentrate on each. Half of what they do is keeping people under contract, in compliance, meeting all the deadlines, and then, you know, dealing with inspection objections or things like that. Whatever you need, they handle it when it comes to the transaction. And they sell faster and for more money. FrankDuranHomes.com, or, of course, Frank Duran, TheRealEstateMan.com, 303-920-1622.
Hey, it's Ross. Clear. New Old Home was in desperate need of new kitchen countertops, so I got in touch with Granite Direct, where you can get granite, marble, or our choice, quartz, with no middleman markup and some of the fastest install times in town. And if you tell Granite Direct you heard about them from me, they'll give you a free stainless steel sink to go with your new countertops. You can get a quote by phone, email, or in person, so give them a call, 303-282-8317, or online at coloradogranite.com.
Are you embarrassed by your smile? Dr. Barrett's with Barrett's Dental here to tell you it doesn't have to be that way. My team and I go above and beyond, taking the time to ensure you feel safe at my office and are comfortable receiving the care you need to have a beautiful, vibrant smile that you deserve. At Barrett's Dental, we offer total dental solutions.
The weekend,
we can
normal
handle
stuff going
all
from the cabinet.
aspects of your care in one safe location without the need to refer you out for a doctor or doctor. If you do feel safe at my office, it's the last place you want to visit for honest and excellent dental care.
We can solve your problems no matter how complex they are.
Oh,
All my office today is set up a free consultation. We'll take great care of you. If you're looking for a safe place for your temporary Barrett's Dental today at 303
What is it?
731 1408 or visit denverdentist.com.
Insurance company helps you customize your home insurance.
Well, they're going to do everything for Father's Day. They'll probably clean the house for Father's Day.
So Father's Day, you don't do anything.
A Wi-Fi connected vacuum that uploads Desk Bunny data to the cloud for real-time optimization.
So yeah, but we're going up to cabin.
Really?
I hope you get rain.
Does your son ever go up with you?
Not very much.
Oh, he's working, right?
Yeah, he is working, but
He's still working at Shanahan's?
Yeah.
So he's working, is he getting any unemployment or?
Supposed to start getting some unemployment too.
Best dads deserve the best Father's Day gifts.
Plus the $600
best place to find them. We have a great collection of brands dads trust, like outdoor power equipment.
He always says he wants to ride motorbikes, and I got a couple motorbikes up there, but he never comes out to do it.
What kind of, are they in like off-road?
Yeah.
Curbside pickup and delivery. And make this Father's Day one dad will always remember. With gifts he'll love from his.
Well, up there, I'll tell you what, you ride in the rocks, a lot of places they ride like down.
What's that?
Old rivers.
No.
Full of.
I wasn't at. I was.
Yeah, really careful.
It's tough riding. There's a lot of people that go up there with four-wheelers and they ride down. They can only go like 2 miles an hour through there. I don't see any fun in that. You know, it's like this. It's like this the whole time.
The rocks?
Yeah.
And what about the motorbikes? They go.
That's not fun riding either. Because you can get in between them and stuff like that. I'm not that good of a rider.
Okay.
Up there and
Gotcha.
holy cow, that's fun riding because the rocks are slick.
Right.
And there you can really grab. But if you get in the sand, it's
tough.
Oh, it's tough.
That's what four-wheelers are fun.
Yeah, right.
This report is sponsored by your.
Well, they have four-wheelers like if you ever, and I've just driven by it. The great sand dunes down in
I've been out there.
Have you? Did you take something to ride up there?
No, I think we went to Dinosaur. We're taking my son to Maisenberry, Dinosaur, and then sand dunes.
For America,
So you just like walked up them?
Yeah.
The sand dunes? I never went. I just drove by them, seen them. Doesn't it ever blow away?
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. Let's bring up Norris as well from SOS Inspections. Chris, what's going on, man?
My pickup truck, the battery is draining, and I'm pretty sure it's the remote start. It's a second vehicle, so I don't drive it all that often. And the other day, the battery was down to like 5.6 volts. And so I'm pretty sure it's the remote start, or somebody had put it on there before I bought the truck. Just wondering if it's a big deal to take that out of there and just put it back to the normal.
Good afternoon, everyone.
All right, Norris, it doesn't sound like it would be that complicated to take an aftermarket remote start off if it is aftermarket. But before you even do that, go ahead, Norris.
It sounds like an aftermarket one, and yes, they are easy to take off.
But Norris, do you think that is the source of the current drain? That sounds like an awful lot.
When it comes to current drains, you always suspect aftermarket parts first.
But, there is, by the way, there is a tool, and Lakewood Auto Electrics has it. In fact, I think Sheridan Auto Tech also has it. In fact, they do, or Lakewood Auto Electrics. They can put it on your car, Chris, and they can pinpoint the drain. Did you know that?
Gotcha. I think I knew something about that. I just don't want to sink a lot of money into it being.
I don't think the test is that expensive. I don't think the test is expensive. You're not going to get any repairs done if you just ask him to run the test. The only reason I say it is just to make absolutely sure. It would be a pain in the ass if you take that thing out and it turns out not to be the problem. I mean, I'm just.
Sure. And also,
what's that?
Also, since it's a second vehicle, I was wondering. I was going to put a battery disconnect on it. Is that a good idea for vehicles that sit around 4 weeks at a time?
It's a really good idea, but a battery tender is just as good an idea, either one. Norris, what do you suggest? A battery cutoff?
What year is it?
96.
Yeah, I don't think you'd have any problems with the battery cutoff, but I do like Tom's idea of the battery tender.
Yeah, those things are nothing, man. You just plug it in. Oh, is it near where, can it be plugged in? Is it near electrical or not?
Yeah, I can get it plugged in. And I actually had one on there, but of course, when I parked it the last time, I forgot to plug it in, and I went out 2 weeks later, and it was completely.
And they have some solar ones too, as well. But again, you know, it may be that. Chris, what makes you think it's that remote start?
Because a few months back, when I went to use the remote starter, the truck would act like it would start, but it wouldn't. But when I would turn the key, it would start just fine. So I was assuming the remote start was bad, and then I noticed shortly after that it was draining. The battery was draining.
Huh. Okay.
So it had prior.
I get it.
Yeah, I just is it something where I can just go disconnect it, or should a professional do it? There seems like a lot of wires down there.
Yeah, well, if you don't know what you're doing, for sure you need some help. I mean, but it's pretty easy if you trace the unit. But if something is wired through that unit, like a ground or something, you need to make sure when you disconnect the unit, anything wired to it, you need to know where that goes. But I'm not sure. Norris, on those things, do they interrupt any wiring, or do they just just go out to new connections?
No, they do interrupt, just like aftermarket alarm systems. They cut into the start control wire.
Yeah, so you have to reconnect those, Chris. You can't just disconnect.
Yeah.
Unless you just want to disconnect the damn thing, but that could even cause a problem when starting regularly. Yeah, I wouldn't mess with it if you don't know what you're doing.
Gotcha. You think something like Sheridan Auto Electric?
Oh, for easily. Sheridan Auto Tech could help you, or Lakewood Auto Electrics, or any good car repair place on a referral list. That's going to be easy for them to do. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We have, by the way, a lot of time to take calls still on a Friday before your weekend. Get the help you need. Rob, what's going on with your water bill?
Hi, Tom.
Hey, what's happening?
So, the past 25 years, pretty much my whole adult life, I have been on well water, and I just moved into town, and now I have a water bill.
Oh, yeah.
And it's in Brighton, and I'm sure if you heard about the big water scandal last year.
Yeah.
But so we got our water bill, and I did the math when it says the beginning reading and the end reading, and we have a big yard with a lot of irrigation, 3,300 gallons.
Yeah.
Which seems pretty, kind of what I expected. But then when it breaks down to what they bill me for, they actually billed me for 33,000 gallons, which looked horribly wrong. So I called the water company. And
how much was it?
33,000. 33,000 gallons.
That sounds ridiculous. But go ahead. How much did that cost you?
$207.
Yeah, that doesn't seem normal. I mean, how big? I don't know. You could have a lot. Anyway, what's going on?
We do have a ton of irrigation, so we've got 10 zones.
Well, that could be. I mean, who knows? But what's going on?
So I called them up and I explained to them. I asked them to explain to me how my 3,300 gallons turned into 33,000 gallons, and she's like, "Well, you didn't multiply your 3,300 gallons by 10." And I was like, well, why would I do that? Because that seems ridiculous. And the first woman I spoke to on the phone, she said, well, I'm kind of new and I really don't understand that. Let me pass you off to my supervisor. Great, okay. And the supervisor tried to explain it to me, saying that it had something to do with the size of my water meter. And from her explanation, I asked her, so what you're telling me is that for every 1 gallon that my meter ticks, I'm actually using 10 gallons? And she's like, no, that's not what I'm saying at all. So neither one of them could explain it to me in a way that I could understand. And so they told me, well, go to the website, our website, and the website will explain it to you. You know, you can read it.
Okay, listen, since, you would think they'd be extra careful since they got their hands caught in the cookie jar once before. Weren't they charged? Wasn't that one of the things with the scandal? They were overcharging people for water?
Yes. Now, that scandal all happened like the year before we bought our house. I wasn't involved in that at all. But obviously, I lived in the Brighton area, but on a well, and I had heard about it from all my friends and neighbors and things. And I asked her, I said, so is this a common way that people figure their water bill? You know, that for the water company to figure the bill is to multiply it by 10? She says, yeah, it's been this way for years. It's the way everybody does it. And I was hoping since what they said is that it was so common, I was hoping that perhaps you would have some understanding.
Well, I'm thinking they never adjusted your bill. I don't know. I'm thinking you're still getting screwed. But you need to talk. Here's what I would do. I would talk to neighbors with similar properties and just talk to them and say, look, I never trusted this water system after the scandal anyway. What are you doing as bills? And if they're about the same, maybe they're just trying to make up. I mean, what did they do with all that extra money anyway? Did they have to give it back or what?
They did knock the prices down. From my understanding from talking to people, they knocked the prices down and they're reinvesting it into big water projects.
Okay. I don't know why. By the way, did anyone ever figure out why did they accumulate those millions? I mean, were they using the money for personal gain or what? I don't know.
And I really don't know either, Tom.
But I know that they were paying like 50% more than everyone else. Mm-hmm. Here's what you need to do. Let's start simple. You need to compare your bill with someone similar to see if it's a mistake, or a problem with metering. Or is it still they just have expensive water? Like I know in Cherry Hills, people pay out the nose for their water. I mean,
I've heard that Brighton water is expensive, and I have spoken to my neighbors on either side, and my lot is larger than both of theirs, but theirs are not too much smaller.
And what are they using?
They're using right around 180, 160 on each side of me.
Compared to what are you, and that's yours is double.
And mine was 207.
Oh, that's not terrible.
Not terrible, but I'm still trying to figure out why they multiply.
Got a break soon?
That I don't know, but we could find out. Hold on a second, right? Daphne, why don't we get a copy of his bill? Let him highlight the questionable areas, and we'll contact the water department. What the hell? I mean, they've been under scrutiny for years now. We'll have Deputy Doc contact him or someone, or Deputy Dan.
I'll be happy.
Yeah, let's take a copy of the bill, and let's highlight what is particularly in question for him. 303-713-TALK. I got to take a quick break right after this. We have more coming right up.
Here, minutes to become the bank.
Tom, does the PUC have any jurisdiction over the water department?
Does what?
Does the PUC have any jurisdiction over the water department?
I don't know, actually. I don't know about that. I know they have utility.
So they request $70 million extra.
But see, it's a water district, and it's...
Yeah. I don't even know what...
It's like a municipality. It's a little different than...
Well, but the state PUC still should have...
Yeah, but I don't know if they do for water because it's a district. It's different. They have... See, people vote and they have their own boards and they have different ways of handling it. I don't know if they are PUC regulated. Let me look it up.
Well, I'll find out.
So on my meter, I thought it was too much. I just took a 5-gallon bucket, looked at the meter, filled it up. It was right on. So, I mean, he could do that, and he could do several 5-gallon buckets and stuff and just see what the...
Ready for a trip
Hold on.
A world away?
Not all utilities are subject to commission oversight. It does not regulate municipal systems or water districts.
Okay.
Become the banker. You've heard me talk about you becoming a banker. What exactly does it mean? What it means is that you start investing on purpose in an overfunded life insurance policy. You overfund it to gain cash value because the government allows you to grow it tax-free and to use it tax-free if you do it the right way. So you can borrow from it, pay yourself back. That's where you become a banker. And then also, the more you pay yourself back with higher interest, the more you have for retirement ultimately. BecomeTheBanker.org, and they haven't lost a dime during the pandemic. In fact, they've still made their 4% plus 1% guaranteed. It's 303-779-6600. BecomeTheBanker.info to see my video on this, and then let me know what you think, all right? One thing I have been shouting about, and now my wife can shout about it too, because we have bought 2 systems now, Quiet Cool Whole House Fan, QCColorado.com. It is an unbelievable system. Now in our other home, what you can do, because it is a full underground basement, she leaves it running all day, and it siphons all the coolness out of the ground to keep the home without air at all, cool all day, all night. I've never seen such a remarkable thing. Now, it was wonderful in this home, let alone an older home with a full underground basement. This is incredible. You will love your whole house fan to save money immediately, plus to have a more comfortable home. That's what it's all about. QCColorado.com. It's a whole house fan. It's quiet. It's cool. Quick installation. They don't have to cut into any of the walls or wiring or ceilings. They just put a little grate in the second floor. And then guess what? Everything else is remote controlled. 720-398-4510. 720-398-4510. QCColorado.com.
Are you thinking, Hey Tom.
Yo.
I wanted to tell you, the referralist kind of gave me an idea last night.
Yeah, what?
Since a lot of people are saying, like, you know, the whole, the reason police brutality, or at least my theory on the reason police brutality is a thing, is because since black people commit, like, we do commit a higher level of violent crimes, we do have a higher interaction with the police. So a way to stop that would be to stop interaction with the police. So I would want to start a group of, like, black lawyers, black people working radio, black business owners, like, black real estate people, any of that. And, like, basically have them do seminars and stuff and teach young black kids how to get into professions that they want, so that they don't think that they have to hustle and get into the streets and sell drugs and everything, which leads to the interaction with cops.
Like mentoring.
Yeah, basically something like that. And then just like starting in Colorado.
Why don't we do it, but just make it a mentoring program specifically.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do.
That would be a cool idea.
Seminars at like public libraries and stuff, and have a fund to help people get there through public transit if they come from like further away impoverished neighborhoods, because often the problem is that they don't have enough money to be able to get to places to get the opportunity.
And this would be coming from people who have done it themselves and are the same as opposed, growing up the same as opposed to someone, you know, from some rich white family saying, here's what you need to do.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Hell, white kids need
that. That would be a
mentoring.
good one. Yeah, mentoring is a great idea. That's a great idea.
Just in school, they don't teach just life.
Let me give it some thought on implementing. Seriously, mentoring. I want to put that down on my notes here.
1031 exchanges and a special opportunity called the Delaware
They could have a week-long. Actually, you could get people off the referral list just to do a week-long.
This is cool.
High school.
Hold on, let me put this down. Where do I have it? Let's
Maybe
see.
you've done really well investing in real estate, but now you feel trapped with your investments, fearful of paying high capital gains taxes if you
I just think people get in trouble. You know what? Most people get in trouble financially. What do you think is that? Why? Most people get in trouble financially.
Because they don't live within their
No,
budget.
what commodity?
Cars.
Absolutely. Cars put people
Oh, yeah.
so far, you know, and that's why I'm going to give, like, say, JF.
If you and Tom and I never bought something that we couldn't afford. I never had an automobile loan.
Right. But even though I could have still been screwing a car, because I didn't know somebody like SOS was out there that you could go and have them look at your used car to see if it's a lemon or not. Yeah, but you still can get screwed on a car by buying it, even if you can afford it, and then it's a freaking lemon. I didn't buy a new car till I was 50.
I didn't buy a used car till I was 50.
Oh, really? No,
I always saved up enough money to buy a new car, and I just felt it was a good investment.
I always thought they were just too expensive, they depreciated and everything.
Yeah, the only time I bought a used car was from my friend Henry Blank, who owned a quality Mitsubishi. So I trusted him to sell me used cars.
Sure. Yeah. No, but I mean, I did most of my maintenance myself. I've always done oil changes.
Like that's
yeah. I still do. I still do oil changes myself because it makes you look at your car. You know, you look at it and stuff, and it's, the only thing bitch about oil changes is getting rid of the oil.
Yeah, please.
But there's places that take it, but you got to hold it.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. I want to answer this one email. She wanted to know if Larson would give her advice even if she doesn't hire him. Yeah, they will give you advice. Larson Tax Relief. 844 Larson Tax. Just to let you know, they are open and they do give advice. And even if you don't ultimately hire them, so if you ask them, like, what should I do, they'll tell you. And if they think they can help you, they'll tell you that too. LarsonTaxRelief.com. 844 Larson Tax. I want to mention that because it's really important that people know they can get help. Almost all of my referral list members will give out free information if you call them. Tom, you have a comment on that water bill. Go ahead. I would like to hear it. What do you think?
Well, most every district that I'm familiar with out there charges per 1,000 gallons as their rate. So if you're listed as 300 of your billing, you actually have used 300,000. Very common. That's how they sell the water. That's how they bill the water, is by the 1,000-gallon rate.
So you're saying it didn't go from 3,000 to 300,000. I understand that.
And today, most districts are also using a tiered method that the more you use, the more expensive the water is, and it's gotten very expensive.
All right. Thank you, Tom. You know, I'm still trying to figure out what was their game in Brighton where they overcharged and accumulated, what was it, like $70 million? What was their deal? I don't even understand what they were trying to do. It's not like they were siphoning it out to buy, luxury cars and homes for themselves. I don't even know what the play was. When I can't figure out the play, I can't figure out the con. Dave, what's going on with you? Dave.
Yeah, Tom, I have just a similar comment on the water meter, and if he truly wants to check to see how much water he's running, just get a 5-gallon bucket and see if it ticks off 5 gallons or it takes 10 gallons to trip at one time.
I know exactly what you're saying. In fact, Dan once checked his meter that way. He really did. Didn't you, Dan? Dan checked his meter, and it was right on. That's a good idea. Greg, what's going on with you? Welcome, Greg. I'm Tom Martino. What's happening?
Hey, Tom, I wanted to ask who your favorite public adjuster was. I'm having some problems with my insurance company.
Well, we have really good public adjusters at referrallist.com, and since it's neither one of their times for commercials, I don't want to give one over the other. Just go to the referral list. We have Claims Pro and we have Paragon, and they're both really, really good. Seriously. That's the fair thing to do. As I said, okay, so Claims Pro, public adjusters, Paragon Services are the two. We have background checked, not only background checked, we've used them and we've tracked them, the results they get. And they almost always double. And I can't guarantee that, but man, what kind of trouble are you having? Give me an idea.
Just undercutting. Two of my cars were damaged.
Damn. Damn. They don't Mark, we got to talk him into taking cars.
There's no money. There's no money in it. You can't do it, Tom.
You said cars.
It's a $70,000 car.
Hey, Greg, tell us what happened with the car. Maybe we can come up with some suggestions.
The car settlement was fine. The home settlement is where they were lowballing me.
Okay, well, that's the good one then. They can handle that, yes. What did they do at the home that made you unhappy?
They didn't include damage to the siding, to the deck, personal property.
That's ridiculous.
You're going to get a big check, man.
That's why I want to use them. I'm a little upset. Like I said, they did fine on the autos, different adjuster, the home, and it's one of the big four insurance companies.
Oh, well, what? Give me the name. Who?
I would rather not do that.
Why? You think they're listening and they're going to track down your name?
They're going to come after them. But I would just rather.
Okay, that's okay. You don't have to. But anyway,
one of the four main ones that you mentioned.
All right, I would say that you
Just
should
call one of the ones on our referral list. Either of them are going to get you a ton of money.
Yeah, or call both and see which one you feel more comfortable with. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. All right,
who can get on the job quicker, whatever it is.
Right. Now, we have more coming right up, and we also have Nora still at SOS Inspection with some closing words, but don't go away. We have time for your calls, 303-713-TALK.
Clear. 1 minute till fix it 24/7.
Now, impact traffic.
This report is sponsored by your local Ford store.
An accident on southbound I-25 at 84th is off on the right shoulder, but that stretch still slow from 100.
So Norris charges, I think, a little less than $300 to do that. Anybody buying a used car.
Oh, man. And what he does is second to none.
And you've got he pulls a Carfax on it. We'll go over it with you.
He also does the oil analysis.
Now, will he find a car for you?
No, he doesn't find it. That's JFR Cars.
Okay, they will find, JFR will find a car.
Good guy, Rod's good guy.
They're broken. Yeah, I met him. He was in the studio.
Yeah.
Great guy.
Good guy.
Your look, oh right, 10 seconds till fix it 24/7.
And I say most people, and even if he does new cars too, but used car still have Norris do it. You know, best money you could ever buy, spend.
Okay. I'm going to do the jingle. When your house is in trouble, just call the little green bubble. Never mind. Anyway, they have a jingle, but fix it 24/7. No fooling. I've watched George, the owner, grow up in the business from a master electrician to going into consolidations of several small home services companies to create one beautiful one. And then he moved back to Colorado, and he did that with Fix It 24/7. He said, Tom, there's one way I do it, and that is giving the best service for the best prices. That means value. And right now, their $39 fee for coming to a home and finding a problem, giving you a complete diagnosis, is so fair, because if you have the work done, they refund that fee, so there is no service charge. Plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. You need people you can trust. I've known him for a very long time. I know the company. I know the individuals. FixMyHome.com. I use them. You should too. 720-526-3939. 720-526-3939.
An iHeart original podcast. October 16, 1972. Two congressmen board a small plane in Alaska and disappear. Despite a massive search, they're never found. The case goes cold until a young reporter named John Wolzak starts digging. What he finds.
Did you know that
stories you've never heard?
Did he indicate what was in the
networks are starting to do private investigations on all of their stars to come up with a witch hunt first, so they don't have to be exposed?
Really?
So then they fire them. They're taking proactive.
Before they hire them?
No, no. Right now they're going back to their people.
Really?
Yeah, they're going. They're using a.
Low-T treatments give you many.
Hey, I got that from Candace. Were you going to do Candace in that landscape company?
Yeah, you got the contract?
I got. What did she send here?
Just
no, there's no contract. Just her number. Here's the Here's the contract. I don't see. Wait, review quote.
Our offices are not located in hospitals, and you'll be taken to a treatment room immediately. So come to the Rocky Mountain Men's
Here, I'll see if I can get it.
Testosterone therapy can change.
He will not be returning to the Flash. This guy.
Okay, okay, I'll forward it to you. You got
If you
it.
start on testosterone the day of your
Who won't be returning?
call today.
This one character, because of all the tweets.
7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Did you ever watch that show?
Tweets have been deleted.
The '70s show.
No.
Good show. It was a good show. So the one guy on there, and then he went on to do, what was the show that he went on to do?
I know. Well, Ashton Kutcher was on that.
Right. On the one that
he went on. He took Charlie Sheen's place On 2.5 Men.
Right. So the other one, I can't remember the show. Anyway, the guy went. A lot of people went from 70 show to this show. They were on the ranch and everything. His name is Daniel something. 3 charges of rape.
Wow. When? Because there's a statute of limitations.
It's old. It's like 10 years old. I don't know.
They may fire him, but he can't be prosecuted.
No. They fired him right away.
Yeah, but he can't be prosecuted.
Well, he apparently is. But, so I sent that to you, Doc. Here, let me see what it is.
There's a statute of limitations on that. It's 7 years, I thought.
Let's see.
Money managers don't understand why.
Because our way works great for us.
But it may not work for your clients. That's why Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, obligated to put clients
Danny
first.
Masterson.
The highest standard for a
Is his
financial
name.
advisor.
So, what do you provide? Cookie cutter portfolios like the rest of us?
No cookie cutter portfolios here. Fisher Investments tailors portfolios to meet each client's goals and needs.
But you do sell investments that earn you high commissions, right? And make commissions when you make trades for your clients?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. 3 counts of rape.
Yeah, when was it?
I'm looking at
Can you imagine having a job on a regular series and something you did 20 years ago coming up and it just fucks everything up?
Oh, this is 2001 and 2003.
And he's off the hook.
Is it? Did they change the law?
It's a 7-year statute of limitations.
What, on insulting things?
No.
No, on rape charges.
Danny Mass, is that what it is? Well, they're getting them. The Ranch was the show. Yeah.
How can you prove a rape 10 years ago? It's impossible.
I agree.
I met the original owner years ago and have known the current owner more than 30 years.
It would be a he said, she said at the very,
Company I've done business with at my home.
And then, so it's January and December 2001. If she did it in January,
right.
I don't know.
Besides, there's no rape kit. You can't prove it.
Oh, so these tweets, hold on. These tweets were nasty.
About who tweeted what?
That guy tweeted years ago.
Which guy?
Hartley Sawyer, he's an actor.
Oh, I don't know actors. I really don't.
Yeah, this is
All
weird.
right, gentlemen, we're back. Get her done.
Get it done.
Yeah.
Ross Kaminsky in the morning, Dan Countless in the afternoon.
Getting 630 K-House from iHeartRadio.
Denver's talk station, available on over 2,000
Yeah, this is
devices.
really. Hey, Tom Martino, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Let's get to the phones. Okay, I want to get to everybody. Brian, is this a new comment on the water meter? The one that said to pour 5 gallons out?
Yes,
or
it is.
Brian, what was yours? So what's your comment on the water meter, sir?
Well, what is out in Brighton, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, so what they probably did is switch to the tiered billing model, like Denver did a long time ago. So the more he consumes,
yeah,
more he gets billed. So, for example, if he consumes 1,000 gallons per month billing period, he gets charged 10 cents a gallon. And then if he goes 1,001, it goes into like 20 cents a gallon, and so on and so forth. Denver did that a long time ago to conserve water.
Thank you, Brian. That could very well be what's happening. We are looking into it, though. Ron, what's going on with you, Ron?
Voicemail today from the U.S. District Court of Texas saying I have a warrant out for my arrest.
They don't call with warrants for your arrest. What did they say they wanted?
They want me to call them and give them my personal information to their victim assistance program.
And then what?
That's all it said. Give me a phone number. Didn't know if you want to call them.
Yeah, we do, but we're going to run out of time now. But I want you to give that to Daphne, and I want to get your phone number, and let's do this on Monday. I want to see what they want, and I'll pretend I'm you. So we'll call these jerks. John, what's happening with you, John? Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you, Tom. I wanted to ask if you had any complaints against Riverside Builders.
Riverside Builders, not heard of them, but my quick question is, how did you find them?
A friend of my wife knew his wife.
Okay, well, that's not good enough. You need to know people they've done work for. Now, I would say this about anyone, not just Riverside. So, you know, where are you located?
I'm outside of Lyons.
That's where you are. And these guys, are they located in Lyons?
They're outside also. Up near
Okay. I'm not saying they're bad people, by the way. All I'm saying is you really need to check them out, because it's very important. And I mean, you talk to people they've actually done work for, and I would call them. Okay. So many people stop when they provide references. No, you actually call the references. And if they can't provide them, then I wouldn't do it. And then look for all their reviews online. That helps. But you know what I'd like to do, too, is put a shout out for referralist.com. Again, at least talk to people. I put people on that list for a reason. Now, whether they'll go to Lions, I think they will. I think you can find people. You don't have to have people in that community to build in that community. But again, I want you to feel comfortable and feel free to shop around. But I would definitely make referralist.com part of that shopping around. It's a real deal. It's been the first of its kind anywhere. Now, as far as checking companies, again, how many times have people provided references, but you never really checked them, ever? And that's what you have to do, actually check them. Hey, Norris, we were marveling at your usedcarcheckout.com, your prices for what you do. Do people get a Carfax for that price, plus they get an oil analysis and all of that in your used car checkout for one price, or not?
No Carfax.
Okay. So that's an extra $30 or so, right? But do they get an oil analysis?
I don't offer a Carfax, Tom, because by the time I'm done...
You're right. They know everything. What I want to know, though, do they get an oil analysis? For some reason, we're having trouble, so I'm just going to forget it. He does an oil analysis. Usedcarcheckout.com.
Sorry about that. Jay hung up. I don't know what happened with him.
Oh, no problem. Okay, we're done.
You were still good.